All heavens sign in from Naruto, Chapter 321 to 340. Chapter 321 Demonic Illusion Jumping Machine Arrangement. Ah, this. Fei Li looked stunned. Not enough money. I figured out so many things, but you told me it was because of money. I'm afraid it's not Shilezi. Soon. Rui Mengmeng is back. With Yifeng's snowflakes, he came back. Yifeng opened the wine, took a sip, then looked at Rui Mengmeng and said, "Your name is Rui Mengmeng, right?" "Huh, how do you know my name? I don't seem to have a name on my badge, right?" Rui Mengmeng asked Yifeng Mengmeng with cute eyes. "Don't worry about how I knew about it. I just gave you a test, and your performance made me very satisfied, so I want to offer you a better job opportunity. Would you like to?" Yifeng said lightly said. "Ah, work. What kind of work? Why do you want to arrange work for me?" Rui Mengmeng suddenly put on a very vigilant look. She heard from many little sisters in the bar. Some old-fashioned critics like to deceive them under the pretense of arranging jobs for them. Could it be that this handsome guy in front of him is such a handsome batch? This world is so hard. Don't think too much. The reason I am looking for you is actually very simple. After all, a good girl like you is like a firefly in the dark night, bright and outstanding. So I ask you. If now Guojia gives you a chance to save the world, will you accept it? The same small white fang made Li Feifei stunned. Turn out to be. She's not the only one with such excellent fireflies. This special meow is a routine. But think about it. Don't fireflies come in groups? Save the world, but I'm just a female dioc. How can I save the world? Rui Mengmeng was stunned. It was the first time she had met someone who was flirting in this way. Too exaggerated. Let's put it this way, Shangbing Company, do you know? Yifeng asked. Well, I know. Rui Mengmeng nodded, and then said with contempt, "We often have customers in our bar bragging that they are from the Shangbing Company, and there is an instructor who actually said he is the Shangbing Company. You say this is ridiculous. How could the instructors of the Shangbing Company come here to drink? This. Why?" Yifeng frowned. He doesn't seem to understand why he can't come here for a drink. Is there some unknown chain of contempt here? Then. Yifeng was not ashamed to ask Rui Mengmeng about this question. Rui Mengmeng said flatly, "The brothers and sisters in the Shangbing Company are so powerful, their instructor must be an old gentleman who can't live in seclusion. How can any old gentleman come to drink here?" What Rui Mengmeng said makes sense. If counted by age, Yifeng is indeed an old gentleman. I'm not talented, it's Yifeng, the instructor of the Shangbing Company, and this is my certificate. Yifeng took out the documents that Dukao carefully prepared for him. But Rui Mengmeng didn't even look at it. "Oh, your certificate looks fake. Shangbing is a Superman. If you have a certificate, it must be high-tech. How could it be this kind of card?" Rui Mengmeng smiled and shook her head. In her mind, Yifeng had already regarded Yifeng as a big liar. Then, Nightwing sighed. Demonic Illusion made a decisive arrangement. After the end, he finally moved Rui Mengmeng with sincerity and gained Rui Mengmeng's trust. Actually, the soldiers of the Shangbing Company were originally ordinary people. They have mixed society, have farming, and have graduated and can't find a job. But what they have in common is that they have special super genes in their bodies, so they become warriors in the company of soldiers. And you have super genes like them in your body. So you're not a female dioc. You are a goddess. It's just that you didn't know it yourself. So, would you like to go back with me to join the company of soldiers? Yifeng told the business after Eli convincing people. In my expectation. Rui Mengmeng accepted Yifeng's invitation very happily. After all, she didn't want to be stimulated anymore. Instructor Yi, I have a small question. Can I ask it? Rui Mengmeng hesitated and asked. Ask. Our Shangbing Company is very open-minded, you can ask any questions you want. Yifeng replied nonchalantly. Is there any salary after joining the Xiaombing company? How much is the monthly salary? Do I have to pay 5 social insurances and 1 housing fund? Rui Mengmeng summoned the courage to ask. After all, everyone sells their labor. Even saving the world has to be paid, right? Don't worry, money doesn't matter. After I report back, I'll give you the pen. The monthly salary is as much as you dare to write. Yifeng grinned, revealing a small white fang and a sincere smile. Isn't it just money? Anyway, it won't be long before Teodi will call. No matter what the monthly salary is. It's impossible to get it anyway. So, the pie can be painted casually. Let people fool you first. ... The next day, took Li Feifei and Rui Mengmeng to find Wei Ying and He Weilan. Wei Ying is the 3rd daughter of the Wei family in Juxia City. Great family like this. Naturally very familiar with Gao Seng, the official of Juxia City. Yifeng went past and simply walked through the scene. Then Wei Ying was taken away by him. As for He Weilan, she herself is Qi Rin's colleague. It's easier to arrange. A direct cross-department and cross-system work transfer is done. Then, the 5 of them sat in Moon Buck's cafe and studied the problem of recruiting Ari. Ali's real name is Su Shaoli. The genes in her body did not come from the Denuo civilization, but the half-orc genes passed down from the ancestors. It is said to be the result of the union of a beautiful animal female ancestor and a mad earthly human male ancestor. Genetic mixing across forms like this is inherently difficult. The success rate is extremely low. But they did it successfully. Instructor Yi, is this girl the last little sister we're looking for? Feifei Li stared at the live broadcast on the phone for a while. Have to say, although everyone is a beautiful girl, but Su Shaoli's charm can really shake them off half a street. According to the Night Wind, this is the special function of people. It's not okay to be unconvinced. Is the live broadcast on foot so popular now? Why does she just pull a car and walk, so that so many people can reward her? I'm so angry. Rui Mengmeng's eyes revealed a very envious look. If you knew it would make money. So what else does she do? Wouldn't it be alright for her to go live on foot as well? Chapter 322 _ It's all tricks. Mengmeng, don't make trouble. Do you think what you see on the camera is the truth? There must be a team behind them. A live broadcast account is equal to a small company. You really can't do it alone. He Weilan shook his head. Although this way of live broadcast looks a bit like a scam. But there is currently no clear policy to rate them for this behavior. So, this kind of live broadcast behavior itself is a willingness to fight and a willingness to suffer. If someone wants to give a gift, no one else can. Ah, is the water in the live broadcast industry so deep now? I thought I could make money with a mobile phone. Rui Mengmeng stuck out her tongue, and Mengmeng laughed. Of course, the water in all walks of life is very deep now, and it is estimated that the water in the novel industry is not so deep. Wei Ying shrugged. She is still young. Don't know much about society. But she especially likes to read web novels. Especially a handwritten online novel written by a surnamed Feng. Although he is a pummeler. But Wei Ying doesn't know why he just likes to read his novels. Maybe it's because his novels are full of all kinds of white positive energy. It will be very exciting to see it. Come on, it's not that I despise writing novels. Their line of business is definitely the deepest industry in the world. You can see from the spicy chicken stuff they write. It really needs more water to have more water, and the water is a mess. You can't even think of the crazy ways of their hydrology. Yifeng shrugged disdainfully. Expressed his contempt for writers. But right now, suddenly a thunderstorm fell in the sky. Terrified the girls. Then, Yifeng frowned. Did you read the weather forecast when you went out this morning? Has the weather been sunny for the past week? What the hell is this moth thunder? Is someone floating? The thunder dissipated. He Weilan looked at Yifeng solemnly and said, Instructor Yi, from Su Shaoli's live broadcast, she is heading north now, and she is almost approaching the North Star. Should we wait for her at the North Star? The live route of Ali's trekking is from Juxia City to Beijixing. And in her live broadcast, her route is different from that of ordinary hiking anchors. Ali is walking in the wild area. So the fire is on fire here. Such a beautiful anchor, walking alone in the wild, is said to be camping in the wild at night, sleeping on live broadcast. Can such a glamorous live broadcast style not attract the attention of old-fashioned critics? Can I send a gift without the old color batch? But it is for this reason. He Weilan felt that it would be very difficult to find Ari. But Yifeng waved his hand indifferently and said, I heard that you are quite knowledgeable just now. Why are you confused now? Do you really think she is walking towards the North Star? In fact, she has been walking in circles in the mountains outside Juxia City. Yifeng shook his head. This routine is too simple. It's all barren mountains anyway. Who knows if this is the giant gorge or what? Moreover, everyone's eyes were focused on Ali's face and body. Who cares about their surroundings, right? Even if someone does find something suspicious, they won't say much. After all, there are soft girls on foot to show you whether you want to. Then you can only see the bad old man. It seems that Instructor Yi is very knowledgeable. It is estimated that he has been in contact with female anchors a lot. Li Feifei suddenly thought sour. Instructor Knight is so handsome. And the body is so good. So rich. It is estimated that many people often exercise together, right? But if Yifeng knew what Li Feifei was thinking, he will definitely say, I don't deny fitness, but I really haven't pushed female anchors. After all, most female anchors can only live in the camera. How can there be no makeup girls in my ninja world? Instructor Yi, do you know the exact location of Ali? How are we going to find her? Rui Mengmeng said happily. Night Wind said, there are 5 soldiers in this group. Wait until Ari agrees to join the army of soldiers. Yifeng can take them back to the headquarters of the Shangbing Company. By the time, they can become super warriors with infinite glory. Although being a fighter can be hard work. But for Rui Mengmeng, as long as you don't continue to be a waiter in restaurants, internet cafes, and bars, then her life is progressing. Don't be so troublesome, I have a better way. Yifeng smiled, and then began to give everyone the first training session. You should remember in the future that any problem that can be solved with money will be solved in our place. It's not a problem. Then, Yifeng opened the Duho app, found Ali's live broadcast room, and opened the gift-giving interface. Send a gift of 69 yuan to get the fan avatar logo of the anchor Lily. A gift of 699 yuan. You can bring your own cool special effects every time you open the host's live broadcast room. Send a gift of 6,999 yuan to get the special attention of the anchor. Send 537,819,336 yuan gift can become a social account friend with the anchor. Send 537,819,336 yuan gift can communicate with the anchors offline in various cities in Dusho. Have to say, shaking hands is a very reliable gift-giving mechanism. So, Yifeng's little hand trembled. 537,819,336 sent out straight away. Anyway, this is the project funding given by Dukao. Kazuhana doesn't feel bad at all when she wakes up at night. Wow, Instructor Yi is so brave. It's the first time I've seen someone give a gift with my own eyes. 537,819,336 woolen cloth. Wei Ying looked at Yifeng with admiration. Although Wei Ying's family is very rich. But 537,819,336. She has to save enough pocket money for a year. And Even if you have enough pocket money, you can't waste it like this. Even if she gave a gift to a favorite writer with the surname Feng, the money did not exceed 100,000. It's 700,000 yuan, less than $1. If I hadn't met Instructor Yi, I'm afraid I wouldn't be able to earn so much money in my life. Rui Mengmeng was also stunned. Instructor Yi, in fact, what you want is really to find Su Xiaoli. You can just use a little relationship and let Duho contact you directly. Why do you want to spend so much? Feifei Li swallowed her saliva, always feeling that the efficiency of the Shangbing company was a bit inefficient. Well, as the saying goes, don't buy the right one, only buy the expensive one. After all, my original intention was just to add a little tax to Guojia. Yi Feng said lightly. It's amazing, my knight instructor. He Weiland shook his head. Is this the world of the rich? Of course she couldn't understand it. To this, Yi Feng waved his hand. Signal them not to be shocked there. Don't be 6. Chapter 323 Let go of my raccoon goddess. Yefeng's large reward was quickly shaken by the app, which carried out a vigorous promotion of the whole terminal. For a moment, a large number of old people who eat melons poured into Su Xiaoli's live broadcast room. Many old fans were heartbroken. Fucao, is my raccoon goddess being targeted by some sand sculpture fu or die? No, I don't want a green knot. That's right, the rich second generation is rolling in the live broadcast room. It's useless to be rough, right? Look at the Shang Shang rules, it's a rhythm to swing together offline. Let our raccoon goddess survive, she's just a child after all, she's just growing a little faster. Let your sister go, that's 537819336. What? If you give it to me, I will immediately give birth to a monkey for this local tyrant brother. Choking Mora. A time. All kinds of messages began to frantically swipe the screen in the live broadcast room. But this has nothing to do with Ali and Yi Feng. Because of the vigorous matchmaking of the Shaking Hands platform, they had agreed to meet at the Duho headquarters in Juxia City 3 hours later. Shaking Hands. This is an amazing company. He's developing very fast. Not only has it successfully become the leader of the short video industry, but it has also brought a great impact on the traditional live broadcast industry. The VIP room of Dusho headquarters. Yi Feng and the 4 girls sat opposite Su Xiaoli. Are you the netizen whose screen name is Yamanaka Yefeng? Su Xiaoli blinked, exuding an unstoppable fragrance. This taste is the genetic characteristic of Su Xiaoli. It can confuse people's minds and confuse all beings. Then, the eyes of the 4 girls brought by Yi Feng had already begun to lose their minds. I don't know what season dreams they are all doing. As expected of a fairy, your ability is very good, especially when fighting with the team, it must be quite powerful. Yi Feng touched his chin and said thoughtfully. Oh, Su Xiaoli looked surprised and said, you actually resisted my charm and magic. How is this possible? When Su Xiaoli received Yi Feng's reward. Although the anchor room is frying. But there was no wave in her heart. But it's just a rich second generation who wants to overthrow her. If she wants. With the power of her charm, I don't know how many rich people have been pushed back. Now, when she saw that there were 4 beautiful girls beside Yi Feng, Su Xiaoli even despised Yi Feng. Want to learn, Brother Shang? Do you have such a good level of time management? So, she made up her mind that she would give Yi Feng a blow when she came up. Result. People don't even have shit. You are not angry. Put away your magical powers, little fox, you are still too young, and your dark energy background is too shallow. Unless I take the initiative, your abilities won't work for me at all. Yi Feng smiled faintly. Fairies or angels. All the abilities in this world are effected by genetically mobilizing dark energy. Such genetic abilities are equivalent to their innate instincts. But how does it work? It depends on their talent. It also depends on the background of dark energy in their bodies. You actually know about me. Who the hell are you? Are you from the Shangbing Company? Su Xiaoli is very smart. She immediately thought of the Shangbing Company that had been on fire recently. All of them are super fighters. They all have special abilities like Su Xiaoli. If the opponent is also a master of the Shangbing Company, then it can be explained that he has the power to resist charm. Yes, I'm Yi Feng, the instructor of the Shangbing Company, and they are all members of the Shangbing Company. Yi Feng smiled. Knew it. Talking to smart people is easy. No need to explain much at all. So, do you understand? Hee hee, so that's the case. I thought you guys were some kind of messy sports group. Su Xiaoli covered his mouth and smiled. Li, Feifei and the other four were restored at will. Then, after the four beautiful girls knew the truth of what happened just now, Yuhi lowered his head with a sullen face and secretly glanced at Yi Feng. After this picture was seen by Yi Feng, my heart suddenly shuddered. Do something, is this? He didn't do anything at night. Even if you are a company of soldiers, but you don't have to tease me like this. Don't you think it's full of bad taste to come to me in this way? Ali asked. To this face didn't bother Yuhi, so he changed the topic. I won't say more about routines. Now that gluttonous is attacking the earth, Washa is setting up a company of heroes, so we hope you can join in and contribute your strength to Washa. Yi Feng said righteously. Oh. Make a contribution. For whom to contribute? I don't love Guojia, I don't love my ancestors, and I don't love unrelated people. I have no reason to join the company of soldiers. Su Xiaoli smiled lightly. Su Xiaoli's genes are very special. Pass on women, not men. Her ancestors have given birth to girls for generations. And the women in their family seem to be cursed by the providence. Not a skilled girl or a junior. Even if he has a relationship with a normal human being, he will end up in a very miserable end in this relationship. But Su Xiaoli is a little different from her ancestors. Because times have changed. She can live through the live broadcast without having to sell anything. But even so, Su Xiaoli still felt that she could not break the family's curse of doom. To be honest, she knew that the genes in her body were not normal human genes. So, her thinking is always different from that of normal humans. There is simply no way to blend in with normal human beings. I understand you, don't you just want abnormal men? There are no normal men in Shangbing Company. As long as you join us, you will definitely find a real man who likes your magical power. Yi Feng smiled faintly. Have to say, Yi Feng's proposal just cut into Su Xiaoli's weakness. After all, in my memory, Du Cao used this reason to make Su Xiaoli agree to join the army. Yi Feng asked himself whether he was much more handsome than Du Cao. Must be more convincing, right? So, Yi Feng finally gathered 5 beautiful young ladies. Next, plus Reina and the other 3. The size of the Shangbing Company's Shira field seems to have expanded again. After a few hours, Guy, who are very handsome and have their own characteristics. This made Jill, who is envied by the 4 scumbags, turn purple. They are also very enthusiastic. Why didn't the burden of recruiting elementary school girls fall on them? Then, the favorability of the 4 grasshoppers towards Yi Feng has dropped by 1 point. Fortunately, Xin Zhao's projection Yifeng has already been received into the system. Lu Chuang was useless to Yi Feng. If not, Yi Feng will definitely go up to beat them in anger, and then vent all the impulses accumulated over the past few days on them. Chapter 324_Space Principal Kiran. Hello girls, my brother's surname is Zhao Mingxin, and my ancestor is Chengshin Zhao Zilong. As the saying goes, a little bit of cold light arrives first, and then the gun shoots like a dragon, which is what I describe below. Xin Zhao was the first to walk up to the girls, licking his face. Shamelessly introduced himself. Hey, My name is Jie Shaolun. They all say that I am the supreme god of the Silver River system in the future, and I am also your senior brother, hee. Jie Shaolun looked at the girl with a smirk. The saliva is about to flow down. No way. The small goal he set for himself today is to get 10 girls. Gotta hurry up. My name is Cheng Yaoan. I am a prince in the true sense. Cheng Yaoan swallowed and said naively, everyone will be teammates from now on, I can take you to the jungle. No way. Who made him the little prince in the wild area? You three, like 3 single dogs. The girls were speechless. They looked at the 3 hungry male diosi who appeared in front of them. Involuntarily, he hid behind Yi Feng. Knew it. Or the back of the handsome guy is warmer. Master Feng, don't block our sight of the girls. You already have Lena and the others, so you can't do the Asura field. Lu Chuang said with courage. No way. Since Shangbing Lian opened the official account of Dusho, they are all people with idle burdens, and they are absolutely not allowed to go out and mess around. And the 3 girls in Lianli and Ten dribble the ball under their noses. This ant can't bear it. And they have undergone super intensive training for a long time. Hands are calloused. What a foggy life such a life is. But now it's different. 5 brand new girls joined the company of soldiers. They were targeted by hunters like little white rabbits. But how they don't feel like hunters. And what about bacon that hunters bring out to attract prey? Okay, you guys hurry up and train. I have to take them to Laodu later and activate the super genes in their bodies. Yi Feng waved his hand impatiently. When you see a girl, you float like this. My little friend will not be a girl's licking dog. Such as Naruto. If he was here, he would definitely say, what's so good about a girl, it's my second Jinchuriki column who understands me best. ... Super Seminary Secret Experiment Center. Li Feifei and the others are connected to various monitoring instruments. Lianfeng and Rain are standing in front of a control screen, preparing for activation. The target subject's vital signs are normal. Device is on. Sunlight energy is ready. The target object is emotionally stable and can start to activate. Sizzle. CCC. Ah. Various sounds rang out in the laboratory. Yifeng and Dukao stood side by side outside the laboratory window. They watched Li Feifei and they activated the super genes in their bodies one after another. There was a complicated look on his face. Rui Mengmeng is the first to activate. That, Instructor Yi, I always feel like my sword is not strong. Can I buy insurance for my sword? The next activation is Li Feifei. In the future, I will kill the gluttons who invaded the earth in the name of honor. Even if they have no honor at all, they will still die. Then Wei Ying. Teodi comes from the darkness, let me hunt those gluttons that fall into the darkness. Finally, He Weilan. I have 2 fists, but luckily Teodi's face is big enough for 2. The 4 girls opened their eyes. They each said an incomparable line. Then, Ali next to him smiled. Also learned a sentence. Don't suppress yourself, Instructor Yi, we have a connection, don't we? Quote. Yi Feng. Listening to the oral language of the girls, Yi Feng's mood became more complicated. Old Du, are they all the super soldiers of your Denuo civilization? With just a few of them, can they really compete with other god-building civilizations? Yi Feng asked curiously. Silver River and the power of killing gods in the 3 major god-building projects of the space god Kirin. But just a few of them super fighters. Can it really compete with other god-creating civilizations? According to Yi Feng's memory. The gluttonous invasion of the future. If it weren't for Carl and Morgana to force the gluttonous to release the sea. Let them play carefully. I am afraid that the earth has long been cleaned by gluttonous gluttons. After all, the other party is an aerospace-grade civilization with antimatter bombs. Dino was once powerful, but since the disappearance of Space Principal Kirin, War has broken out in Dino and technology has ceased to advance. Dukao shook his head dimly. The Dino civilization is in the Dino system. A sun. Two planetary civilizations. One is called Devon Star and the other is called Promise Star. When people from one planet look up, they can often see the lights of another planet at night. Although the two civilizations have slow technological progress, but they are closely related to each other. And tell Kieran at 537819336. After coming to the Denuo civilization years ago, the development process of the two civilizations has undergone earth-shaking changes. Kieran brings Dino progress. Give them the power to make gods. And put forward the concept of killing gods in Denuo. At that time, the God Killer is the most advanced weapon in the known universe. Angels' research on slaying gods is many, many years later than that of Denuo. If Kieran hadn't disappeared. So, it is estimated that the current Denuo may have developed into a civilization even more powerful than the angels. But there is no if in the world. After Kieran disappeared for no apparent reason, Devon Star and Promise Star are due to mutual suspicion and uneven distribution of stellar resources. War broke out. Finally, under various reasons, the entire Dino civilization was destroyed. Although Dukao survived with a batch of super genes. But without Kieran, the leader, their technical level is simply not up to the cosmic average. So, experiencing the Big Bang of this eternal space technology for a long time, their original super warriors are no longer as dazzling as they once were. Even god-killing martial arts are not rare nowadays. So, Denuo's prosperity in that year was itself a kind of abnormal development. It does not conform to the conventional progress of cosmic civilization. Typical unplugged seedlings to grow. What kind of person is Kieran? Why is he the only one who survived the Kamigawa civilization? Yifeng asked the long-cherished question. If this world is just an anime world. So, bug that the screenwriter doesn't want to fix. But the world Yifeng is in is a real world. There are no bugs in the real world. So, what the hell happened to Kieran? Chapter 325_Artifacts of Asgard. We don't know either. We only know that after the outbreak of the ultimate fear, the Kamigawa civilization was instantly destroyed. Only Kieran survived and spread some Kamikawa genes in the universe. Dukao shook his head. No one knows Kieran's details. Even his students Carl and Morgana don't know. Dukao is naturally impossible to know. Then how did Kieran disappear? Didn't you find any clues back then? Yifeng asked a second question. Since Kieran has brought Dino progress. So, after Kieran disappeared, Dino will definitely spare no effort to investigate the cause of his disappearance. We didn't find anything at the time. The headmaster of space disappeared so inexplicably, maybe it was the hand of the ultimate fear. Dukao shook his head and sighed. I don't know that Shaolun is the sword that cuts through the ultimate fear. Will it be possible to fight against the void creatures in the future? The Denuo civilization is either successful or defeated by Kieran. Sometimes. Dukao couldn't help thinking. Without Kieran, he should still be living a good life with a sister in his arms in Denuo now. Such a pity. There is no if in the known universe. The ultimate fear. Yifeng frowned. Kieran claims that the three major god-building projects are used to deal with the ultimate fear. But if Jie Shaolun and their genes can really deal with the ultimate fear, the ultimate fear is afraid to kill them long ago, right? And since the ultimate fear lets go of these three major god-building projects, that means they can't affect the ultimate fear at all. So, the so-called confrontation itself is a paradox. So here comes the question. What exactly did Kieran find that was killed by ultimate fear? Then the problem comes again. Yifeng came to this world with his high-cold system. Why didn't the ultimate fear act on him? Could it be that such an awesome system is not worth mentioning in the eyes of ultimate fear? But The system is to prove that he is not a weak chicken. Backhand gave Yi Feng a sign in task. ... 3 days later. Late at night. In a hidden mountain area outside Juxia City. 2 teams of demon warriors are ambushing around the Yunshan base. It seems to be doing something big. Ah Feng, didn't I hear from the queen last time that she has asked Haifeng to find the earthlings to borrow nuclear bombs? Why are we now asking us to snatch them? Demon Yi complained impatiently. After all, you can't sleep at night. This is overkill. Don't look at who the queen asked to borrow it. If that idiot Haifeng can borrow a nuclear bomb, I 10 will pick up soap for you. Demon Ah Feng expressed his contempt for Morgana's most intelligent demon Haifeng. He always felt that the reason why the devil was doing things in a daze all day was because the black wind had led everyone astray. Hey, it's getting too late. I heard that Washa is the #1 on Earth, but the Queen actually kept us with 0 casualties in this operation. Isn't this a bit of a challenge? Yi sighed again. They are not afraid of fighting. But maintaining 0 casualty fights is a little harder. After all, they position themselves as villains. How can the villain have 0 casualties? No way, let's face the difficulties. Fortunately, I have the lightning halberd, an artifact given by the queen. As long as everyone doesn't float, it shouldn't be a problem to complete the task. The devil Ah Feng gave Yi some anger. Then, he opened a micro wormhole and carried the lightning halberd out. Tisk tisk tisk, what a pure power of thunder. It is probably more powerful than the thunder and lightning that Angel Yan's watch smashed. Yi looked at Ah Feng enviously and said, if the queen's lightning halberd can be like a sword of flames. Mass production, then we demons have already defeated angels. Come on, how can something like the sword of flames be compared to our queen's lightning halberd? The lightning halberd is an artifact that the queen found a hammer in Asgard, which was destroyed, and then transformed it. Ah Feng proudly showed off his knowledge. After all, he joined the Demon Legion earlier and knew a lot of things that Yi didn't know. I heard that Asgard was a very developed civilization in the past, and it's really sad to say that it's over. Yi sighed with emotion. No way, their natural enemy, the eternal family of Titan, has a ruthless man who looks like a purple sweet potato, so Asgard is not wronged. Yi and Ah Feng are chatting. At this time, a stone next to them suddenly made a sound. Asgard, purple sweet potato, Thor's hammer, are you serious? Stone suddenly spoke. This shocked the 2 big demons, Ah Feng and Yi. Hey, are my ears dazzled? Is this the stone who was talking just now? Yi said suspiciously, staring at the stone in front of him. It seems like, you see this stone is big and round, it doesn't look like other stones. Ah Feng walked to the stone and took out an iron rod, as if he wanted to try it out. But this time, a powerful force suddenly erupted from the stone. The demon Ah Feng was directly sent flying out. And the iron rod in his hand came out of his hand, seemingly accidentally hurting the demon Yi. I advise you not to mess around. I am the stone god of Stone Star Stone Civilization. I'm on vacation on Earth, and now that your Queen Morgana is my friend, I can spare you this time, or I'll let Morgana blow you up. Stone's voice was a little cold, as if he was not in a good mood. Ah, so there is such a civilization. Disrespectful. The demon Ah Feng was very aware of the power that had just erupted from the stone. That's not dark energy though. But quite strong. And, judging from the opponent's spoken language, people should be quite familiar with the queen. Still don't mess with it. Next. Demon Ah Feng comforted the stabbed demon Yi. Then, the 2 demons finally started a general attack on the Yunshan base. The target is East Yuhi 49 in the base. At time, the entire Yunshan mountain was in flames of war, turning night into day. Ah Feng, hurry up and use the lightning halberd. The defense facilities of the Yunshan base are very strong. It is not so easy for us to attack with 0 casualties. Demon Yi suggested. Yunshin base is the highest level base. The weapons used for defense here are all top-level weapons. Even if the opponent is a demon, it's not that easy to get down without taking damage. No, the attack range of the lightning halberd is too large. What if it provokes the stone god just now, and it hangs us with Washa again? The devil Ah Feng shook his head cautiously. Never float before God. This is the most fundamental reason why Ah Feng can live so long. Why don't you ask the queen? Demon Ai thought for a while and said, it's not a problem for us to spend so much time. Chapter 326 My lightning halberd is the man. When in doubt, ask the leader. Demon Ai's style of doing things is actually not a problem. Only the leader of their demon family may be a little bit pitiful. The queen left a message saying that she was on vacation and couldn't be contacted at all. That brain-dead Black Wind doesn't answer the phone now. I don't know if he kicked himself. Demon Wind shook his head. No way. Their demon behavior is so confused. This is also impossible. Then what should we do? The defense of this Yunshin base is not weak. How could it be possible to rush in with 0 injuries? Who the hell picked this target? Demon Yi said with a bitter face. Although it is not a problem to break through the defense of Yunshin base with their strength. But the difficulty lies in the requirement of 0 injury. I don't know what the queen thought before her vacation. If it really doesn't work, I'm going to bite the bullet and ask the stone god to move a position. If it's a big deal, I'll help him find some mother stones myself. Demon Feng made up his mind. After all, there are so many stones in Yunshin. Where can you go on vacation, you stone god? Then, the devil wind came to the position just now. God stone. Wait a minute, I'm going to use a large-scale artifact to attack. Why don't you move your position first? Otherwise, what if you accidentally get hurt? Demon Wind said weakly towards the stone. The size of each other is also a god. In case he accidentally kills him. Isn't he going to make a big deal out of it? Accidentally hurt me. Boy, I find you're a little floating. Believe it or not, the great god will show you a stone smashing an apple. The great god stone said unhappily, feeling as if he had been offended. Ah, it's not me floating, I'm going to use the lightning halberd of our queen. Once activated, nothing will grow. The devil said with confidence. What does the lack of grass have to do with me Shishi? God Shishi said impatiently. Go away quickly, I have to wait here for 10 minutes before leaving. No way. Stone God came with a mission. You have to spend enough time. 10 minutes. That's fine. Demon Wind nodded. Isn't it 10 minutes? They hold on for another 10 minutes. ... At the same time, the soldiers of the Shangbing Company were heading towards the Yunshin base on the Dan series transport aircraft. On the transporter, Li Feifei and the others were still a little nervous. After all, they are all newbies. Not long ago, she was a soft girl in the eyes of stinky men. Now they are going to follow along to fight the devil. Could this be exciting? Oops. Brother Feng is not here. People's hearts are pounding. Ali covered his mouth and smiled. She used her style to cover up her inner tension. Captain, we haven't learned to automatically arm dark alloy armor. What should we do later? Li Feifei asked weakly. Although Li Feifei and the others have activated the super genes in their bodies. But want to automatically arm black armor. They must have a certain mastery of micro wormholes. Now they obviously can't do that. What else can I do? Lao Du will help you with remote equipment. Lena glanced at them casually, and said, but your mission this time is mainly to observe and study. You don't need to participate in the battle, it's very safe. Reina said. Anyway, there is this goddess here. What do you have to worry about? Oh, that's okay. Li Feifei stuck out her tongue, and the stone in her throat finally fell to her heart. Don't worry girls, aren't they demons? Yunshin base can defend against them for so long, I guess their strength is limited than that of gluttonous, you just wait and watch the performance of the brothers. Photographed by Xin Zhao patted his chest. Express. It's finally time for my Xinjiao halberd to emerge like a dragon. Xinjiao finished his rhetoric and was about to make a pose. But this time, a gust of wind blew through the plain. The night wind and clouds appeared lightly in front of everyone. Ah, Lord Feng, why are you here? Xinjiao was stunned. Generally speaking, there is no need to participate in this kind of action night wind. And before they left, it was said that Yifeng couldn't get in touch, and they didn't know what to do. Now, why did he fly over again? Can't I let Xinjiao pretend to be a complete pussy in front of the girls? I heard that you are going to Yunshan to fight demons. I don't worry about the new girl, so I came over to have a look. Yifeng said casually. But as soon as the words came out, it really makes the new person feel ashamed and the old person weeps. Especially roses. Versions of tights for you to see. Now people have become Mrs. Niu. It didn't take long. The plane finally arrived over the Yunshan base. At this time, Demon Wind has Matsuri out of the lightning halberd. Dafa Kamui is there. Master Feng, teach me Xinjiao to deal with that devil with the halberd, you don't want to steal people's heads. Xinjiao's voice fell. He rushed down from the plane like a bolt of lightning. In his hand is a genuine lightning halberd of the same style as the Demon Wind. Bah, Heijia, what are you holding in your hand? Demon Feng was a little confused, because he felt that Xinjiao's weapon was a little familiar. My lord, my name is Lightning Halberd, and it's very eloquent. Xinjiao raised the halberd in his hand, pointing in the direction of the devil's wind. Cut, that's what I call the lightning halberd. You can only call it the lightning halberd. Demon Wind looked at Xinjiao disdainfully. After all, not all halberds capable of lightning are called lightning halberds. You devil knows a shitty lightning halberd. If yours is also a lightning halberd, then yours is also a female, and mine is a male. Xinjiao also disdainfully said. Arrogant. Then I'll show you today whose lightning halberd is the mother. Then, Xinjiao fights with Demon Wind. Have to say, under the lightning bonus of lightning halberd, the two fought back and forth. Although Xinjiao is fast, but other people's devil style is not weak as an old-fashioned devil. On the plane, the 5 girls stood behind Yifeng and watched Xinjiao and Devil Feng use lightning halberds to generate electricity each other with trepidation. They were envious. Master Shin's weapons are so powerful. Rui Mengmeng made an envious voice. She felt that Xinjiao's lightning halberd was much more reliable than her great sword. She always felt that the sword would break sooner or later. The other brothers and sisters also seem to be very strong, and the devil can't beat them at all. Wei Ying showed the appearance of a fangirl. Until this moment. Only then did she truly understand the power of the Shangbing Company. Brother Feng, I've been here for so long and I haven't seen you make a move. Why don't you show us one? Ali winked. He blinked at Yifeng. Yifeng bears the title of an instructor of a heroic company. But Ali and the others have never seen Yifeng take action, they only know that he is addicted to playing games every day. But is it really good to do this with salted fish? Chapter 327 _ Is your lightning halberd a harem? Do you want to see me attacking people? Yifeng smiled inadvertently and said, these demons are too weak, I don't need to attack them, I'll fight Xinjiao and them to show you some other day. Don't you just want to see the show? That's it. It just so happened that he recently felt that Xinjiao was a little floating. It's time to teach them a lesson too. Ah, this. 3 seconds of silence for my brothers. Rui Mengmeng stuck out her tongue, revealing her cute appearance. By the way, you've watched it for a long time, why don't you think about going down and trying it yourself? Yifeng encouraged them, saying, it's just a little devil, it's not difficult to fight. Li Feifei shook his head with a wry smile and said, we are still too weak, I'm afraid it will drag everyone down. Although Li Feifei and the others have been training very hard since activating the super gene. But so far, after all, they only received 3 days of training. Even if it floats again. Don't dare to go down and fight the devil now. What are you afraid of? I don't have enough equipment to get it together. Yifeng shook his head nonchalantly, then took out the reward he had obtained by signing in around the Yunshin base. I have 5 more lightning halberds here, and each of you happens to have one. Go down and pretend. Wow, isn't this the weapon of Lord Shin? Do we have it too? Rui Mengmeng's eyes lit up. He excitedly took the lightning halberd from Yifeng's hand. Then he decisively threw the sword away. Of course it can be used, this instructor has always treated equally, and you can also have what Xin Zhao has. Yifeng touched Rui Mengmeng's little head, and then ordered, Go, let the devil see the power of Shangbing Company 2.0. Quote. So ever. The 5 girls jumped down holding the lightning halberd. This scene shocked the demon Ah Feng. I'll be darling, why are there so many spurges capable of lightning? When will this thing be mass-produced? Demon Wind was completely stunned. Lightning halberd is the most powerful lightning weapon in the Queen's arsenal. How come there are so many pirated copies all of a sudden? Is there any reason? Ah Feng, is your lightning halberd really a male? Could it be a harem? The demon Yi was also stunned. But Feifei Li and the others didn't leave too much time for the demon Afeng and the demon I to be surprised. They launched 5 lightning halberds at the same time. The terrifying power of thunder instantly reverberated over Yunshin. Just swept away the demons who came to attack the Yunshin base this time. Those weak chicken demons were turned into roast demons on the spot. A Feng and a Yi are slightly stronger. The 2 of them held their lightning halberd together. Look at the 6 lightning halberds appearing around. Already terrified. At this time, Yifeng finally jumped out of the plane. He stepped forward and touched the little heads of Li Feifei and Rui Mengmeng, and praised, Very good, your performance is excellent, go back and I will add a chicken leg to you. Have to say, in such a world, weapons are a vital factor in warfare. Even if they were 5 rookies who had just joined the Shangbing Company. But it has also been able to stop 1,000,000 soldiers. Isn't this voice from the great god of stone? How did you become a humanoid? The demon A Feng was stunned. He felt Yi Feng's voice was familiar. It smells like a stone god. What's wrong with turning into a humanoid? Who stipulated that a stone can't be transformed? Yi Feng said impatiently. Subsequently, Yi Feng raised his hand. 9 Gudodama truth-seeking ball filed out. Fused together. It turned into the appearance of 2 grinding discs. Directly obliterate a Yi and a Feng. No way. Who gave you such a stupid name? As for the god of stone, that is indeed the night wind. He received a hot system task not long ago. The system asked him to check in at the designated location for an hour in the form of granite. No way. Heaven and earth have the greatest task. Although the conditions for signing in are a bit pitiful. But Yi Feng could only do so. Fortunately, the rewards given by the system at the end are quite rich. 5 lightning halberds were given. Otherwise, Yi Feng might be about to cut the apple on the spot. The demons were completely wiped out in Yunshin. The tech soldier of demon number 1 hurriedly called out Haifeng, who was already asleep. Haifeng briefly looked at Yunshin's battle replay. He was completely dumbfounded. The queen said it before she left. This battle must be played with a 0 to N. But a Feng and a Yi's 2 pit bulls are all dead. This can't be done. Didn't they go with the queen's lightning halberd? Huh. Correct. What about the queen's lightning halberd? Cold sweat suddenly flowed down Haifeng's forehead. He found that the company of soldiers seemed to have a lightning halberd in their hands. But when he tried to use the demon one to connect with the queen's, but found the queen's lightning halberd doesn't seem to exist at all. How is this going? Just took a nap. Lightning halberd cracked. Actually, as punishment for the devil, Yifeng had already received Morgana's lightning halberd into the system space. It's just the same quality as the Pixiu of our system. Into the system space. Still want to go back. There are no doors. ... The first battle of the Shangbing Company guy spins. This is something to be proud of. But the old players were not happy at the moment. Originally, they all worked hard to perform below, just to let the new girls know that Zhang was still hot. But it's a pity. In the eyes of Lord Feng, the onions still seem to be tender. Moreover, the scene of the 5 people standing with lightning bolts without a brain made them feel that the training for so long might be a joke. Since the weapon is the most important, then they still practice wool. Can't you just upgrade the weapon directly? But it wasn't any trouble at all for Thornton. No matter how complicated your relationship is, just keep me Thornton full. Nothing else matters. Do whatever you want. ... Back to Super Seminary. Qiren and Qiangwei hesitated for a long time and finally couldn't help but ask, Master Feng. That lightning halberd, can you configure a set for us too? Assassin. Stop playing. Sniper. Not fragrant. Anyway, there are other girls. We have to have it too. That's what's fair. Don't make trouble, that's an artifact. Do you think it's something from a rotten street? Yifeng shook his head, trying to stop the tendency of all members to become Lu Biyu. But Qiren and Qiangwei already knew Yifeng's weakness. Then each of them hugged Yifeng's arm. Turned on the hit and run mode. No way. Yifeng had no choice but to look up to the sky and let out a long sigh. The girls are so keen to progress. How could he not allow them to progress? Chapter 328 _ The new function of the system is online. In order to improve the girls' favorability, Yifeng snapped his fingers. Take back Xin Zhao's lightning halberd. Gave it to Qiren. As for roses, Yifeng promised her that she would have an in-depth communication with Lianfeng when she turned back. See if you can break the control of Morgana's lightning halberd. Then send it to Rose. As for Xin Zhao, although he scolded and withdrew from the group chat. However, Xin Zhao's score was already 80. It doesn't matter anymore. What Yifeng is more concerned about is that Qiren's favorability for him has finally broken through the 80-point mark. He has gathered 5 mirror projections. ... After Yifeng returned to the dormitory, he immediately turned on the mirror projection system. As required by the system. As long as Yifeng successfully brushes the 5 projections to 80 points, he can activate the weapon fusion function. Then Yifeng began to arrange the system to open new functions. Ding! The weapon fusion system has been successfully activated. The weapon slot on the left is the reserved weapon, and the weapon slot on the right is the weapon to be fused. Please operate the host carefully, the fusion is irreversible. The system reminded Yifeng very intimately. In other words, once I fuse the power of the lightning halberd into Gush, the lightning halberd will be gone. Yifeng frowned. He had just promised Qiangwei that he would leave Morgana's lightning halberd to her. Now he actually encountered such a choice. Girl and strength. Who should he choose? Yifeng was lost in thought. Then, after 3 seconds, Yifeng decisively threw Gush and lightning halberd into the weapon slot. Do I need to consider her feelings for a girl who hasn't even been soaked by Wen Izumi? Then the fusion system starts working. Soon, the lightning halberd placed on the right turned into a streamer and submerged into Gush's blade. Fusion is complete. Yifeng took Gush out of the system space. Really? Yifeng can clearly sense that Guiche has a very powerful thunder force in his body. He flicked the blade. Noisy, noisy, noisy. A pure thunder force gathered together to form a thunder snake. Bounced off the blade. The power is stronger than the Raiden Thunder style enchantment, and it can be fired visually. It would be good to be able to kill Kirin in the future. Yifeng nodded with satisfaction. Then Also fuse the dark Su silver dagger brushed from Lian Bing's body. Then, Ghost Toru has added the sharp feature of dark Su silver. Thus, Gush is no longer an ordinary ninja sword. Yifeng was very satisfied with this system. Will this plugin be too powerful for me? There are so many weapons in the heavens and the world. If I integrate all the functions together, am I invincible? Yifeng shook his head. He expressed his dissatisfaction and sympathy for the villains he will meet in the future. This means that he is a real person, not a character in a novel. Otherwise, it will hang up so big. Properly jumped. Host, do you really have no AC count for yourself? Isn't that an inevitable event that you are invincible with this system? The system replied solemnly. This system is in hand. You have all the worlds. The truth is that simple. Tisk tisk tisk, I found that your system is very boring. Can't you give me a chance to work hard? Do you really want me to go all the way? Yifeng was heartbroken. I also wanted to work hard, but he was strong. Not allowed. No way. Who made this system so good? The system said. Hey, a systematic life is so boring. After Yifeng and the system showed each other a bit, he turned on Chi-Rin's mirror projection again. Although Chi-Rin's combat power is relatively ordinary. But, now that you have started, then a blood still has to be taken. Enter the battlefield. Rin with a dull gaze, and with a sprint, kicked her into the air. Then punch it out. Boom. A blood is as gorgeous as fireworks. Yifeng successfully harvested Chi-Rin's perception enhancement ability. Perception enhancement. This ability is a bit difficult to describe. Yifeng took out a bowl of sour plum fried rice from the system space. Take a bite. I go. Yifeng felt in vain that his body was bathed in warm sunlight. He actually felt the legendary feeling of spring flowers blooming. Is this the power of perception enhancement? It's really powerful. Since the experience is so rich, then it's better to manage the girl's favorability in the future. It's decided. Single Morgana tonight. Strive to get Chiangwei a lightning halberd as soon as possible. ... News of the Battle of Yunshan quickly spread around the world. The astonishing combat power of the Shangbing Company made countless Guojia envious. It is North America. North American President's Press Conference. A beautiful female reporter with long hair and blue eyes is questioning Mr. President. Hello Mr. Balump, have you heard about the Battle of Yunshan? Shang Binglian used some unknown brand new weapon to wipe out the alien invaders once again. They've had a fantastic record of late. And our haters' alliance has always been underwhelming. It is said that they have recently erupted into conflicts due to internal conflicts, resulting in civilian casualties. How do you view the gap between them? Face such a tough question. Balump glanced at the beautiful female reporter with disdain. Then he said lightly. It's fake news, next. ... Devil 1. Morgana was stunned when she returned to the base camp. Not happy at all. Hey Feng, your special code said that a Yi and a Feng were killed by the group. And they also lost my mother's lightning halberd. Are your special codes still awake? Morgana narrowed her eyes. He glanced at the Black Wind with a bad look. Where did you ask them to grab the nuclear bomb? How could it be destroyed by the group? Morgana was angry. Before leaving, the old lady told you to fight a 0 casualty. The results of it. Backhand gave me a 0 survival. What about trouble? Back to the Queen. I asked them to grab the Yunshan base near Huasha Juxia City. There is a Dong Yuhi 49 there. I feel very good, He Feng said weakly. This East Yuhi 49 is the latest research and development achievement of Huasha. East Yuhi Express. Superb. Black Wind likes it. Huasha. Morgana immediately became anxious when she heard it. You have eaten too many brain fragments, right? You have so many Guojia in your special code, so don't grab it. Why do you have to grab that Huasha? Morgana stood up from the queen's throne angrily. Where is Washa? There are those melon skins from the Shangbing Company. How could 2 teams of demons grab the nuclear bomb? If this is spread out, wouldn't others laugh at her? Demon Queen Morgana didn't know how to command. How could she preach on Earth? Chapter 329 Loudou's character design is about to collapse. Queen, please put out the fire first. Haven't we demons been so confused all the time? Routine operations. Ado explains something to Kuroka. Aren't we demons just doing whatever they want? It's normal to be a little bit rough. Regular operation. Morgana glared at Ado. Since Ado's body was cut by the night wind, Morgana felt that Ado was a little weird. I don't want the old Ado anymore. I told you the black wind. Hurry up and get me the lightning halberd. That's one of my favorite weapons. Otherwise, you will give me the lead next time. Morgana was angry. Her demon brother died. The lightning halberd is lost. How? Did this hero not even give her any face now? When she demon queen can't dribble into people. What a mess. ... Night wind here. He brushed Morgana's projection for 3 days in a row. A whole bunch of jumbled useless stuff popped up. Such as a variety of 8 flavored series. After all, her footcon is so big, even if it is given to others, others will not be able to wear it. So, this made Yifeng quite speechless. But just as the 3rd day was about to end, Yifeng was about to give up. He finally broke out in character. Successfully helped Chiangwei brush out a hot lightning halberd. Rose after receiving the new version of the weapon. Very happy. Her favorability for Yifeng also instantly soared to the 80-point mark. This made Yifeng feel very happy. After all, 80 points have arrived. Will 87 points be far behind? ... This day, Dukao found Yifeng himself early in the morning. It looks like he has something on his mind. Old Du, what's the matter? Yifeng looked at Dukao while brushing Kiba. Come to him so early. Surely not for breakfast, right? Dukao nodded with a keen eye, and then said, the morale of the heroic company has been very high recently, and I am a little worried. Isn't it a good thing that the morale of the army is high? Are you worried about wool? Yifeng spit out the mouthwash. Then he looked at Dukao with the same eyes as 2 fools. Isn't this old Du's brain pumping? Could it be that he came over early in the morning to play invisible tricks? It's a good thing to have high morale, but they've been a little too fluffy recently. They even gave up on the original lineup. When they meet gluttons, they will go up to a mess. If this continues, I'm worried that they will have problems sooner or later. Dukao shook his head solemnly. The soldiers of the Shangbing Company should have their own characteristics and different styles of play. Only by combining their characteristics perfectly, only they can fully exert the strongest strength of the Shangbing Company. But now what? One by one, the women know how to hide behind and discharge lightning. All the men rushed to the front row, rushing to make all kinds of meat shields for the girls. What kind of mess is this all about? So, Dukao felt that they should be corrected manually. That can't be helped. Who said that the current gluttonous food is too weak? It is completely normal for people to crush it casually. Yifeng shook his head, showing a look of indifference. Shangbing is a super soldier after all, and also has a variety of advanced weapons. To fight a few gluttonous and weak chickens, do you still have to set up a formation? It's like a 5-person team and a big move to hit a blue buff. That is really useless. No, I don't think so. It's better to let them understand the truth of not being arrogant or discouraged. Dukao shook his head. Now, it is true that the gluttons sent to the earth are some cannon fodder for the role of testing. Their purpose is nothing more than to collect data on Earth's combat power. The real gluttonous main force did not arrive at all. So, Dukao can't tolerate the heroic company becoming an arrogant soldier first. It would be very dangerous then. Then why don't you go and teach them a lesson? Anyway, there are so many illusions in history that arrogant soldiers will fail. You can just talk about it. What are you coming to me for? Yifeng glanced at Dukao indifferently. Put the Kiba brush back in the brush Kiba cup. Attend class. That's not something Yifeng is good at. After all, this arrogant soldier has never been defeated. How do you teach people a lesson? Totally unconvincing. As the saying goes, words are useless. I still hope that I can let them experience the pain of failure for themselves. Dukao said solemnly. Feel the pain. You don't want me to beat them up, do you? Yifeng frowned. Did Dukao want him to take the army of soldiers to fight Rice? This is not good. That's right. I just hope you can educate them so that they won't be so floating. Dukao nodded solemnly and said, anyway, they are protected by dark alloy armor, and you can remotely give they provide healing. You just let go of the hammer, it's not bad. Dukao narrowed his eyes. No way. He lived on eternal though. But the genes in the body are not fighting genes. Otherwise, he would go up and hammer it himself. At this time, Yifeng took out a few eggs from the refrigerator. Get into the kitchen. Start making breakfast for yourself. Old Du, it's not that I, the instructor, don't cooperate with you. It's really okay for you to let me hammer Jie Xiaolun and the others, but you let me hammer girls. That's not my style. Yifeng shook his head. He finally got rid of the bad habit he had developed with monkeys. It's hard to establish a good personality in the girl. Now, Dukao actually asked him to hammer the girl again. Will this work? Those girls are all white and beautiful with big legs. Even if the night wind is going to hammer. That has to be another way in the future. Hey, Yifeng, don't you think that girls are actually boring? It's meaningless to roll the Chuang list. Look at me, Lao Du. I quit long ago. Dukao put on a distressed look. Isn't it a girl? I have experienced the life of my old Du Weizhong for thousands of years. Absolutely tasteless. So, Dukao clearly told Yifeng. Girl is boring. Didn't you see that Shi Lianfeng and I have been with me for so many years, isn't she still a big girl? What's the trouble? I found that you, old Du, are usually quite serious in front of outsiders. Why is it like a different person when you are in front of me? Yifeng glanced at Dukao. Isn't the Dukao in his impression like this? Can you not be funny? Is there anyone who has destroyed your old Du in my mind? But this time, Dukao said sternly. Night Wind. Don't get off topic. You must think carefully about what I just said. After all, the company of soldiers is the future of the earth. Chapter 330_Nightwind's new mission. The soldier company is the future of the earth. After all, the Night Wind is definitely strong. But his power cannot be replicated. But the company of soldiers is different. As long as they can grow into gods. So, in the future, the Shangbin Company can rush out of the Silver River system to establish its own subsidiary civilization belonging to the Earth. Among those civilizations, Dukao can supplement all kinds of required combat preparation materials. Then, based on the super genes of the Shangbin Company, he developed more powerful super soldiers. So, there must be absolutely no problems with the company of soldiers. Stab. Just when Dukao was dreaming. Yifeng has already started to fry the onion, ginger and garlic in hot oil. He didn't take Dukao's words to heart at all. What will the future of Earth be like? Yifeng can't fully see through it yet. But, anyway, Yifeng won't hit the young lady. But this time, the system suddenly made another long-lost sound. Ding. After hearing this ding, Yifeng Dianchao's wrist trembled. System. Are you going to be human again? At this time, I came out to jump the mission. Do you really want me to beat the girl? System. The host is asked to sign in at Lengshan Tower after being educated by the strong, love, in Shangbing. After listening to the system's mission details this time, Yifeng raised his brows without a trace. Yes, system. Progress. Actually speak the beautiful Chinese dialect. Sister, I definitely won't fight, but I can call out the monkey and let him educate the army. Yifeng gave Dukao a meaningful look. Yifeng saw the 3 words Lingshan Pagoda, and instantly thought of Sun Wukong. Actually, according to the time rhythm of Super Seminary, the Lingshan incident is about to happen. But, because of the night wind, the first thing Dukao thought of this time was not to invite Sun Wukong to come out, but want to let Yifeng do it. So, Yifeng felt that he had to help Tianyi to correct it manually. You mean Wukong? Dukao frowned and thought about it. Wukong's strength is definitely not a problem, but with his grudge with Liang, I'm afraid he will hammer Reina into trouble. Liang, led by Pan Zhen, came down to earth and preached forcibly. They indirectly killed Sun Wukong's master. Finally, in a rage, Sun Wukong called Pan Zhen's Ling Xiao Tianting. Successfully pushed them back. But, can Sun Wukong let go of his grievances with Liang and become teammates with Lena? This is a big problem. It's not a big problem. After all, Lena is just a fool from the sun, and the monkey should understand it. Yifeng said indifferently. Besides, isn't there me here? I can let Lena be taken. Is there a problem with the monkey hammer? Said here. Dukao nodded. It's just Yifeng and Reina. Dukao is very clear. If Yifeng is here to preside over the overall situation, Reina should be fine. If that's the case, then please say hello to Wukong and let him teach Shangbing Company a lesson. Remember. Be lively. Make sure to impress them very much. Then, Yifeng showed his sincere smile. Teach me about this, you can rest assured. ... Wagwo Mountain. Villa. Yifeng hadn't come back to see the monkeys for a long time. After all, compare with girls. Monkeys have long been boring. His room relying on the mark of Horaitian he left in his room. Take a look at the messy arrangement in the room. Brows furrowed. What's the situation? How can this monkey be so lazy that he doesn't even know how to clean up the room? It's like this for me. Yifeng shook his head. Although he was a little grumpy. But considering that this villa is the property of Monkey King after all, he was just a temporary resident. So, he had nothing to complain about. Then, Yifeng pushed open the door. Out of his room. Then, an unpleasant smell of stinky monkeys came instantly. Fog grass. How much monkey luck. Yifeng covered his nose and glanced at the living room, revealing a very surprised look. Right now, there are about 20 or 30 monkeys in the living room. Among them, female monkeys are the main ones. When they saw the night wind, they immediately panicked and scattered. Then, there was only Monkey King left in the living room. Monkeys, what plane are you doing? You brought back so many monkeys. Are you crazy? Yifeng frowned at Sun Wukong. He just left here not long ago, right? Sun Wukong has fallen again. Ah, Lord Feng. No, right. My grandson is probably drinking too much again. How could this guy come back to see my grandson with so many girls in the Shangbing Company? Sun Wukong shook his head. Just opened a can of beer. He decided to drink more. After all, as long as you drink unconscious, then there will be no hallucinations. At this time, Yifeng raised his hand. An incomparably icy demonic energy instantly spread out from the palm of his hand. Go straight to Sun Wukong. Hiss. Under that frigid temperature, Sun Wukong suddenly felt a pang all over his body. Finally woke up. Master Feng, is it really you? After Sun Wukong woke up, he was suddenly overjoyed. It was really a good friend who came back. My grandson has been waiting for so long, and you thought you had forgotten about my old grandson. Nonsense. How could I have forgotten? Yifeng said confidently. Even a pair of underwear. A piece of toilet paper. It has its uses. How could Yi Feng forget such a big monkey? By the way, Lord Feng, your Hyoten ice style, sobering technique, seems to have improved again. I feel that the speed of sobering up is much faster than before. Monkey King asked. Monkey, don't talk about me first, let me ask you, what's your current situation? How did your monkey life fall into this? Yi Feng frowned, and then hand sealed with both hands. Handed futon, wind style, gale ventilation technique, blew the stench out of the room. Although this Monkey King is not the Monkey King in Journey to the West, but because of the same name, Yi Feng still had high hopes for him. But how did he become like this now? Hey, monkey life. It's so lonely like snow. Sun Wukong sighed and drank the Tsingtao beer in his hand. Actually, it is reasonable for Sun Wukong to become what he is now. After all, people have always lived in seclusion in Wagwo Mountain. Although there is only one monkey. But he was already used to it. But Yi Feng lived here for 300 years. The relationship between this man and the monkey is very deep. And now, Yi Feng suddenly left Wagwo Mountain. Sun Wukong will naturally feel a little uncomfortable. Not even the game tastes good. This is also impossible. So, he can only gather a bunch of monkeys to have a carnival with him at ordinary times. But after the party, Sun Wukong still feels empty and lonely. Chapter 331_downhill. You can't do this. I think even if Teacher Wu has a spirit in the sky, he won't have the heart to see you become what you are now. Yi Feng shook his head. Teacher Wu is the master of Sun Wukong. But Yi Feng felt that he was probably a master from Kamigawa. He made Sun Wukong. Guided Sun Wukong. In the end, he left the earth under the guise of preaching the sun. It can't be done. Master used to say that life is too short, so be positive and optimistic. But my grandson's lifespan is endless. What's the point of living like an old bacon? Sun Wukong let out a long sigh. Immortality has the trouble of immortality. Ordinary people can't feel it at all. Then, Sun Wukong grabbed a can of beer and threw it to Yi Feng. It's a long time to come to Japan, and it's a lot of hardships to go to Japan. It's better to have a drink now and get drunk now. Sun Wukong smiled lightly. Then, the two drank again as before. Yi Feng drank a bottle of beer in one go, gave the monkey a meaningful look, and said, "Sure enough, you still have to have a goal, otherwise, longevity is more like a punishment." Even though Yi Feng couldn't fully understand Sun Wukong, but he could probably understand something. Just like, S mood now is completely different from when he first crossed to Hokage Ninja. He is no longer the boy who used to play in the mud with his sister. This is the power of time. It's a force that's hard to articulate. And actually, Yi Feng had only lived for more than 300 years. There are many people in this world who have already lived thousands of eternals. Monkey, come with me down the mountain. Life under the mountain is more exciting. I need you. Yi Feng smiled. He was still worried about how to persuade Sun Wukong to leave Wagwo Mountain. But look now. He no longer needs persuasion. Sun Wukong must leave Wagwo Mountain with him. Otherwise, Yi Feng was worried that this monkey might degenerate into a black Goku one day. Going down the mountain, Sun Wukong was stunned for a moment, then shook his head and said, "What can I do when I go down the mountain? After all, the outside world is your human world. I'm afraid my old grandson will be out of tune with them. The human world is wonderful. But unfortunately my grandson is just a monkey." This is also one of the reasons why Sun Wukong is reluctant to leave Wagwo Mountain. Don't worry, this world has already begun to be chaotic. Human beings will no longer be the only higher life on Earth in the future. The Earth is about to usher in a great world, Yi Feng said with a far-reaching vision. Since the Earth has been exposed to the universe. So, as gluttonous opens the door of the Earth. Future. Various god-building civilizations will come to fight the idea of the Earth. Just like Dukao said. Earth people can easily implant super genes of various civilizations. It's a talent. But the Earthlings obviously don't have a good way to use it. So, Yifeng also did not intend to prevent this from happening. After all, the opportunity to become a Superman is in front of you. Who doesn't want to hang up? But, Sun Wukong hesitated again, but was interrupted by Yifeng raising his hand. There's nothing wrong, you have to go down the mountain with me today, it's not negotiable. Yifeng said decisively like a domineering president. Hey, let's do it, let's do it. It just so happens that my old grandson is tired of playing with the monkeys in the mountains recently, so let's go down the mountain with you, and join the Shangbing company, right? Sun Wukong is not a hypocritical monkey. Since Yifeng invited him out so warmly. Then he came out. Yes, join the Shangbing company and follow me in the future. Yifeng smiled and patted the monkey on the shoulder. What does it mean to open the game and open the black? It's fun to fight aliens and open black. But, I heard that the current captain of the Shangbing company is a girl from Liang Star. Is she really reliable? Sun Wukong asked seriously. The blazing sun once invaded the earth. At that time they shamelessly called themselves Heavenly Path. Although it was just a cultural invasion at the time. But that's also an invasion. So, he has always been hostile to the Sunmen. Don't worry, she is the most reliable because she is unreliable. I have my senses. Yifeng smiled. He spoke the beautiful Chinese dialect again. Okay, although my old son can't believe in Liang, but I do believe in you. If you say there's no problem, then it's no problem. Sun Wukong handed Yifeng another bottle of beer and said, but the Shangbing company is too immature. Gathered together can be called a company of soldiers, and if they are scattered, I think it is ginseng fruit. Quote. That's right, so I'm here this time to find you to teach them a lesson and let them know the dangers of the world. Yifeng smiled. He was going to let Sun Wukong come out to scare the girl first. Then, someone was born again at night. Rescue the girls from the clutches of the demon monkey. Thus, does he still worry about the girls' favorability not soaring? Okay, isn't it just to give them a set of warmth? My old grandson understands. Sun Wukong smiled indifferently. It's time for mankind to recall him, the god of war in China. Exactly. Although figs are holy in the sky. But there is Shenzhou fighting Buddha. At this time, Sun Wukong finally looks like a god of war again. The changes in Sun Wukong's spirit made Yifeng feel more gratified. To be honest, Yifeng also needs Sun Wukong to assist him. After all, Yifeng didn't know when he would leave the super seminary. Maybe a few years, maybe a few hundred years, maybe a few eternals. So, in order to avoid him becoming confused, Yifeng felt that he also had to set a small goal for himself. For example, build a Konoha ninja star or something. It's best to be full of girls. Ha ha. ... After getting Sun Wukong, Yifeng returned to the super seminary. He told Dukao the consensus he had reached with Sun Wukong, and then proposed a plan to conduct this trial in Lengshan. To be frank, this basically coincides with Dukao. Dukao was very puzzled. Why is Yifeng so close to Lao Du's ideas? Is this what it means to have a heart-to-heart connection? Then, Dukao's favorability for Yifeng was successfully brushed up to 80 points. ... Evening. Super Seminary Canteen. The company of soldiers dined on time. Zhe Xiaolun was impatient after playing with his aunt who beat the rice. He glanced at the sister gang and said puzzled, why hasn't my rose goddess come back? It seems that I haven't seen her for the past 2 days. I am going to perform a special mission. After all, I have a lightning halberd and can open a wormhole. It's no problem to go out to perform a mission alone. Zhao Xin said sourly. Since Xin Zhao's lightning halberd was taken back by Yifeng, he became what he is now. Always sour du Qiangwei. Sometimes. Xinjiao even thought to himself. Should he quit the company of soldiers? If not, what if he even loses his wife to Yifeng in the future? A thought here. Xinjiao will be like Zhe Xiaolun and Cheng Yaoan. The scalp is a little uncomfortable again. Chapter 332_Lingshan Mission. Xinjiao, don't be sour, I heard that Chiangwei seems to have gone to North America. On their side, the problem of gluttony has not been solved, and the president is about to be dismissed. Sister Chiangwei is here to guide the work on behalf of our Shangbing company. Qi Rin explained. The North American side is now being devastated by the gluttonous people. But their president is quite unreliable. He knows jokes all day long. Many people already have great opinions on him. If it wasn't for fear that there would be no jokes to listen to in the future, they had already driven him out. So, Balump also had to invite the representatives of the Shangbing company to come over. Instruct them about their special defense work. What? Going abroad. Envy and envy, the farthest place Lu Chuang has been to is Tiling. Lu Chuang said with an envious look. Although it may be the same abroad. Similar to Tiling. But he has to go out and see how bad they really are, right? Otherwise why give up? There is really nothing good in foreign countries. I think when Thornton was the crocodile god in the Nile River, there was nothing there. We are still good at Washa. Not only life convenience. The food is also delicious. Especially the hot pot is the best. I love all kinds of flavors. I love Washa. I use Huawei for my phone. Tai Han Sotone laughed awkwardly. He expressed his patriotism in his somewhat broken Chinese. At this time, Raina came back from outside. As soon as she dined in the dining room, she said solemnly. Don't envy Chiangwei, your mission is here. Hurry up and take 2 bites, and we'll set off when the plane is ready. Everyone saw that Raina was so serious. Could not help but slightly stunned. Sister Na, what's going on? Could it be that the gluttonous army is calling? Li Feifei asked nervously. Although Shangbing company can successfully repel Teodi every time. But gluttonous is a large-scale aerospace-grade civilization after all. If the other's large fleet arrives, the ghost knows whether the Shangbing company can handle it. I said Sister Na, it's not my Xinjiao bragging. If you can get Feng Yi to return Chiangwei's lightning halberd to me, I, Xinjiao, will dare to go to the big spaceship alone. Zhao Rishan was obsessed with his lightning halberd. After all, everyone has experienced high-end ingredients. Now let people go to eat chaff sour again. How can that be done? Xinjiao, don't be rude to me, this time you're not dealing with a glutton, but a god of war. Raina frowned. She has never been more serious than she is now. God of war. What god of war has fooled Sister Na like this? Lu Chuang said disapprovingly. Lu Chuang, is also the god of war on Nuo Sheng, and the god of chopping is very reliable. Why haven't I seen you scared? Lu Chuang has always been disappointed. He is a dignified Star War god and has the power to kill gods, but he has never been cut by a god. What a foggy life such a life is. Don't float. He is the real god of war. Lena shook and said slowly, fighting the Buddha and Sun Wukong, have you all heard of it? Fighting the holy Buddha, it's the one in the fairy tale. It is said that he was suppressed by the Tathagata Buddha at the foot of the 5 Elements mountain, and he hasn't come out yet. Zhe Xiaolun said solemnly, I read it in the story of the West Wing. Emma, even a college student with this level of education. Lu Chuang, know that it's the journey to the West. Lu Chuang cast a disdainful glance at Zhe Xiaolun. Come, read with me, West. Don't care what it is, that's what it means anyway, don't keep interrupting. Zhe Xiaolun's old face is Yuhi. It's pretty good that he doesn't say he's a silver bottle of plum. What do you care about these details? That's right, it's the Monkey King. He appeared, and now he is in Lengshan. Lena sighed when she said this, and said, In order to prevent Sun Wukong from causing trouble in China, Lao Du asked us to go to Lingshan to stabilize Sun Wukong. And try to invite Sun Wukong to join the army of soldiers, but we are very likely to have a head-on conflict with Sun Wukong. Reina did her homework before coming to Earth. She is very aware of Sun Wukong's strength. Although he is the old god more than 1,000 years ago. But Sun Wukong was able to force Pan Zhen back by himself. There is absolutely no doubt about his strength. So, Reina didn't want Shangbing Company to conflict with Sun Wukong. She even hoped that Sun Wukong could join the Shangbing Company. Be her teammate. Because Reina's purpose for coming to Earth to support is not that simple. Although she is the main god of Liang Star. But, just like what Zhan Tianji said when he scolded Lina. What if she is the main god? She is only 23 years old. Even the servants beside her were Pan Zhen's people. Reina is nothing but a mascot of the country's beauty in Sunstar. Except for a hairy god. No one regards her as the real Lord God at all. So, when Reina learns that Dukao is going to activate the Dino warriors to fight against the Gluttons, she stood up decisively. Because Reina needs allies too much. I need a companion so much. Especially powerful companions like Yifeng and Sun Wukong. Sister Na, but can we beat Brother Monkey? After all, he is the great sage Monkey King. Fei Fei Li swallowed. Although she doesn't particularly know the real Monkey King. But the image research of Monkey King has been deeply rooted in the hearts of the people. After all, people are both stylistic and artistic. I feel like it's boring, but isn't Brother Monkey afraid of the constriction spell? Let Lao Du hurry up to study the spell of the constriction spell. Isn't that better than letting us go to the hard steel monkey brother? Xin Zhao shook his head. After all, the lightning halberd is not there. He is now a chrysanthemum letter. No confidence in hitting anyone. Don't talk nonsense, forget the fairy tales. Sun Wukong is the real god of war. He has a beast body that is not weaker than mine, and his strength is much stronger than Thornton. Lina said sternly. Although Thornton is a peak beast body, the strength and defense are also not weaker than Reina's 3-generation divine body. But Sun Wukong's gene is the Kamigawa body. The combat power is much stronger than that of Thornton. But Thornton saw that he had become a unit of measurement of combat power. Somewhat unconvinced. Oh, isn't it just a monkey? I scared you. I'll let you see how my old Suo beat the monkey. Thornton said. Isn't that a monkey? See how I make him call me Crocodile Daddy. I see, we'll have no problem following Dundun. Cheng Yaoan smiled slyly. Crocodile Graham Monkey. Isn't that the right thing to do? As for my eldest prince, just find a place to hunt. Steady, steady, let's cook this Dunton, and I'll help you. Jie Shaolun laughed. Although we are also out of meat. But it hurts to be beaten. By the way, Lina, what about Lord Feng? Won't he go to Lingshan with us? Qi Rin asked. Chapter 333_No regrets in this life to enter China. In Qi Rin's view, if there is Yifeng, even if they are facing Sun Wukong, it should be true. After all, Lord Feng must be reluctant to watch them be beaten. But if Yifeng knew what they were thinking, he would probably smile lightly. That's right. I'm not going to watch the monkeys hammer you. But I can use the appearance of a monkey, mix in the monkey's avatar, and hammer you with him. Ghost knows where Yifeng is fooling around again. Lao Du said that he can't be contacted for the time being anyway. Reina pouted. She actually hoped that Yifeng could participate in this mission. After all, the night wind is strong. But men are just unreliable. The more critical the moment, the more the chain falls. Really served. ... After 3 minutes, Reina received a notification that the plane was ready. She took a deep breath. Looking at everyone with solemn eyes, he said. Everyone is ready to go. But you must remember that our primary task this time is to invite Sun Wukong to join the team, and try not to conflict if you can. Good. After the Shangbing company left the super seminary by plane, Yifeng came out of the shadows like an old covert. He looked at the departing plane. I was deeply moved. The Lengshan incident is finally about to begin. It is estimated that it won't be long before Teodi launches a general attack. What should come is always to come. Yifeng is a butterfly in the heavens and the world. His presence can indeed change a lot of things. However, some iconic events Yifeng have not changed. Perhaps this is the power of God's will. That power will make some appropriate corrections to the changes in the heavens and the world. Yifeng can't help but think about it sometimes. What kind of existence is this providence? Humanoid. Will he be the same handsome guy who makes people envious and hateful? Thought here. Yifeng shook his head decisively. Definitely not. On the plane. The friends of the Shangbing company listened to the rumbling sound of the aircraft engine. The mood is extremely solemn. Reina felt that everyone was too nervous and not very good. So, she's ready to boost everyone's morale. Actually, you don't have to worry too much. After all, our Shangbing company is the star of hope in China, and this mission is not a big problem. Lena forced a smile. Yes, our Shangbing company is already the strongest special forces team on Earth, much stronger than the alliance of haters in North America. Rui Mengmeng nodded. The North American Hateman League started earlier than they did. But the performance was underwhelming. Captain North America's shield is said to have been smashed by gluttons. Of course, we Dawaxia Niubi Plath, Thornton said with a thumbs up. Say nothing else. From this gluttonous invasion incident, Washa is the most responsible Guojia on Earth. Critical juncture. The rest of the planet is still suffering from gluttony. Especially North America. Balump went so far as to say, as long as the people of North America keep calm, gluttonous will disappear on its own. Believe me, no one understands gluttonous better than me. Everything is in my master. Isn't this a mess? So. Compare. Only Washa. Everyone still lives about as usual. The mood of the Chinese people is also the same. That is. Enter China with no regrets in this life. Lengshan. The moon is hazy. Sun Wukong is wearing a domineering golden chainmail. From the back view, he seems to be an ancient god of war who is nostalgic for the moon. But, if you look at it from the front, Sun Wukong is holding the phone in both hands. That's exactly what it said. The operation was as fierce as a tiger, and when the record was 0-5, the tired monkey complained. Finally, Sun Wukong was sprayed by his teammates again. Hey, and scolded my old grandson as a primary school student. Can your primary school students buy a full set of skins and runes? Sun Wukong snorted in disdain. Backhand sent a complaint to the other party. Let the other party understand what is the privilege of heart. At this time. Sizzle. The communicator in Sun Wukong's ear suddenly sounded an electric sound. Yifeng's voice came from inside. Monkey, the soldier company is almost here, you should almost prepare. Yifeng said. It's so annoying. My old grandson's mentality in playing games has jumped. He's down to bronze. I don't want to go to class for Shangbing. Sun Wukong responded irritably. No way. It's hard for anyone to lose a night without jumping. And usually this is the case. People who lose have a very strange psychology. That means the next one will definitely win. So, this game is addicting when you play it. Hurry up. The business is important. I'll take you back to the king again. Isn't this a very simple matter? Yifeng said speechlessly. A few days ago, he took the monkey to the strongest king. Now it's bronze again. How many dishes does this have to be? And what's so hard about being a king? Can't it be done by hand? No, My grandson must dash by himself this time. Otherwise, when my old grandson is in solo queue, they will call me a primary school student who bought a number. My old grandson can't stand this. I must rush up by myself. Sun Wukong said firmly. After all, he is a god of war. How could even elementary school students be beaten? At this time, Yi Feng, who was opposite the communicator, sighed heavily. What does it mean to drop the chain at a critical time? This is... Well then, I'll use the transformation technique to transform into your appearance to support it. Yi Feng was a little speechless. This monkey is an internet-addicted old monkey, but he dropped the chain at this time. But the task has to continue. The love lesson of the Shangbing Company has to be taught by someone. Okay, I think this is very good. You are the instructor of the Shangbing Company. Why should the Shangbing Company seek my grandson? Sun Wukong said something contemptuously. You will transform yourself anyway. Can you get a full set yourself? Why bother my grandson? Okay, then I'll go get you a stick later. You can find a place to hide, don't be found by them. Yi Feng shook his head. It must be a full set to be worth the money. So, the iron rod is still in use. ... The plane of the Shangbing Company finally arrived over Lengshan. At this time, around Lengshan, there are countless helicopters circling and flying outside the mountain. No way. To make this lesson more vivid and realistic, Du Sao specially instructed all departments to be more attentive in their performances. Otherwise, the S card is gone. Chapter 334 Young people can't be without martial arts. Attention everyone. Quote. Before our feet is Lengshan. Sun Wukong is hidden in this mountain. Everyone be careful when you go down. Search strictly according to the formation we just negotiated. Reina gave a solemn command. Dark alloy armor can block dark energy search. And Sun Wukong has piercing eyes. But the so-called flaming eyes are nothing more than a dark energy detector. Solina believes that as long as they are careful enough, they will definitely not be attacked by Sun Wukong. So, Reina's plan was to divide the male soldiers into 4 people per team. Divide into 3 teams to quietly search for Sun Wukong. Follow Reina's plan. Zhe Xiaolun, Xin Zhao, Cheng Yaoan, and Lu Chuang are Team A. Thornton, Qi Rin, Li Feifei, and Rui Mengmeng are Team B. He Weilan, Wei Ying, Ali, and Lena are Team C. As soon as a team finds a target, everyone will be notified. Then fight a wave of ambush together. Reina's imagination is very beautiful. But practically, just look at the night wind. ... Deep in Lengshan. In a long canyon. Team B is carefully searching for the whereabouts of Sun Wukong. Dun, you have to protect us. We are all cute girls. If you are beaten by Brother Monkey, Lord Feng won't spare you. Ruamang Mengmeng said. Yes, Brother Monkey has settled the 7 fairies, but he only knows the existence of eating peaches. I think he must not know how to pity fragrance and jade. Feifei Li also swallowed, obviously a little nervous. But Thornton shook the 2 flying axes in his hand nonchalantly. Appears arrogant. What are you afraid of? I'm also a beast god, and I'm a crocodile, and he's a monkey. When he comes out, don't think I'll blow his monkey brain. Thornton looked confident. He thinks he can do it. Then, heavenly path rule in the heavens and the world has been triggered. Thornton's voice just fell. A majestic golden stick figure flashed forward. Straight towards the back of Thornton's head. Boom. Thornton just finished his pretense. Before turning his head, it was stabbed by Yi Feng with a stick and flew out. The stone walls of the canyon were knocked out of a big crocodile shape. I am Nima, who is so rude. Can you say hello before you start? Thornton shook his head angrily. Wipe off the dust on your body. Very bad mood. Don't you all say that you have to make a round of mouth guns to show respect before starting a fight? Why did you start right away? Are young people today so ungrateful? Dun, are you all right? Chi-Rin quickly came to Thornton's side and dragged him out of the rock. Then, the lightning halberds in the hands of the girls burst out with blue thunder. Protect everyone around you. Although the enemy has not yet appeared. But judging from the power of the blow just now, Monkey is really strong. I'm fine. Thornton stood up, clenched his axe, and shouted into the air, Monkey. Is that you? Dare to come out and face your crocodile father. See if I won't give you an ollie. Come. Crocodile is angry. He decided to get back the face he just lost in front of the girls. Although Thornton doesn't particularly like Chi-Rin, they don't have many small bumps on the surface of their skin, nor do they have a long kiba in their mouths. But pretending to be beeping in front of girls is a fine tradition in China. Thornton has inherited it perfectly. At this time, a cold voice suddenly sounded in the darkness. HMPH, I never thought that my grandson had just woken up, and a monster would come to the door, but for the sake of your stupid head, my grandson, if you are willing to kneel down and shout Grandpa grandson, I might spare your life. Quote. Yifeng looked at Thornton coldly. This crocodile has eaten a lot of good things from Yifeng since he joined the Shangbing Company. But Thornton's favorability for Yifeng has always been around 80 points. Has been unable to reach 87 points. This makes Yifeng very unhappy. And Thornton was under Yifeng's strange gaze. I also suddenly felt a little hairy. What does this mean? Why do I feel that the monkey's eyes are not right? But anyway, don't be shy at this time. Then Thornton burst into full force. He put 2 flying axes on his head. Like a blood-colored whirlwind, it rushed towards the night wind. At the same time shouting, Sun thief, you are a piece of rotten meat on my chopping board. In the face of Thornton's imposing surprise attack, Yifeng smiled disdainfully. The whole body is full of flaws in such a rampant attack mode. Then, he held the iron rod in both hands, and a home run knocked Thornton out, making him feel the love of Monkey King. Ding! Let Shangbing Company feel the love. Completion degree, 1/12. Receive system alerts. Yifeng nodded in satisfaction. Really? The love that he understands is the same as the love that the system understands. Dun was knocked out. Then what should we do? Rui Mengmeng glanced at the direction Thornton flew away. Swallowed. It is clear. Sun Wukong's strength is beyond their imagination. The communication seems to be interrupted too. We lost contact with the others. What should I do, Chi-Rin? Li Feifei frowned. It was originally according to Reina's plan. Everyone is divided into 3 groups. Whoever finds Sun Wukong first will notify the other teams. But in order to create a little difficulty for the heroic company, Dukao had already blocked the communication signal between them. After all, when the Gluttons call in the future, there is a good chance that they will destroy the Moon Dino 3 hidden in the solar system. So, operation without communications is a lesson they have to go through. Don't panic, everyone, we still have the lightning halberd. If everyone cooperates well with each other, there will be no problem. Chi-Rin's eyes were solemn. The girls who lost their safety protection measures. The situation is really bad. After all, the stick in the opponent's hand is very thick and long, and at a glance, you know that it is not easy to deal with. Innocent, too naive, do you really think the lightning halberd in your hands can protect you? Yifeng shook his head. What do you know? This lightning halberd was given to us by our instructor. It can definitely kill you. Chi-Rin bit Kiba. Check with the other 3 girls. Subsequently, they stacked 3 lightning halberds. Zzz. The 3 thunders instantly converged at the top of the lightning halberd. Become a thunder dragon. Go straight to the night wind. To this, Yifeng smiled disdainfully. although he cannot use his abilities in order to maintain the character of Sun Wukong. But Sun Wukong is quite a fork compared to the dark alloy rod. If it weren't for the good relationship between Sun Wukong and Yi Feng might have already fused the wishful stick to Goosh. Chapter 335_Strong Love. Yi Feng raised his hand. The iron rod in his hand instantly thickened and stretched. Pounded into Thunder Dragon's mouth. Agitation. Thunder Dragon let out a mournful scream. Subsequently, the thick and long iron rod went through the Thunder Dragon and hit Chi-Rin and the three of them directly. Shoot them to the ground. Didn't I hear that your instructor is very good? Didn't he tell you that if you want to deal with God, you have to use all your strengths? Yi Feng shook his head in disappointment. Look at them one by one. Warriors are not like warriors. Archers are not like shooters. In the past, Yi Feng played games all day and didn't realize anything. Now start rocking face to face. Yi Feng finally felt that something was wrong with Chi-Rin and the others. Although the lightning halberd is very strong. But in the future, if the Shangbin Company wants to have the ability to kill gods, it still needs to rely on cooperation. Bah, don't talk about our excellent Yifeng instructor. His tactical arrangement for us is definitely not something you can understand. If Instructor Yifeng is here, he can defeat you with one finger. That's right, our Yifeng instructor is super good. Chi-Rin and the three of them saw Monkey King shaking their heads constantly, and thought he was looking down on Yi Feng. Then, they retorted stubbornly together. This made Yi Feng quite speechless. Should he be happy or unhappy? Are you being touted? Are you still being slapped in the face? Do not care. Let's bring them some warm love first. After all, the girl is very big. But the task is the biggest. Just when Yi Feng gave Chi-Rin Li Feifei Rui Meng's warmth. Reina is leading someone to search a hidden grove. Captain, the communication still hasn't recovered. Shouldn't we be in danger? Wei Ying shrank her neck and looked around nervously, feeling a little guilty. It's like going out without your phone. Very insecure. After all, it may not be possible to see the new stem of the little genius surnamed Feng in time. Don't worry girls, after all, your captain is a goddess, so what are you afraid of? Lena put her hand in, a smile appeared on the corner of her mouth, and then said. But don't float away, don't think you can sit back and relax if you have this goddess and the lightning halberd. If you are really in danger, Wei Ying still has to use your god-killing crossbow to make a sneak attack. Ari and Wei Lan use the lightning halberd to separate them. It's okay to play front and back. Quote. After all, Reina is the goddess of the sun who has been injected with a lot of knowledge points in her head. She has a lot to match with the lineup. Lightning halberd is strong. But god-killing crossbow is the core weapon of god-killing battle. Okay Captain, I understand. Wei Ying nodded obediently. At this time, behind a big tree not far ahead, suddenly there was a scolding voice. Damn it, who will call my old grandson a primary school student again? Believe it or not, my old grandson crawled over the internet cable to join him. The second voice of the internet addict old monkey fell. Lena and the others saw a towering tree in front of them instantly crumpled into pieces by a force that was destructive. Then, they finally saw the fight against the Buddha and Sun Wukong in the late stage of internet addiction. Nah, sister nah, he must be Sun Wukong. It's a terrible feeling, Wei Ying said weakly. Wei Ying was just a little girl after all. Although she has accepted Thornton's scary appearance. But when she saw Sun Wukong's fierce Lei Gong face, still taken aback. Hello Sun Wukong, we are Washa Shangbin Company, can we talk? Reina swallowed. Although she could see that Sun Wukong's mood was a bit abnormal. But she stepped forward cautiously. He smiled and greeted Sun Wukong. But Reina obviously underestimated the anger of a weak chicken who had lost more than 30 games in a row. Humph. The smell on your body is very unpleasant, it should be someone from Liang Star. Sun Wukong put the phone back in the golden chainmail, put it close to the body, and then gave Reina a defiant look, and said lightly. After 1,000 years, you Liyang people still dare to set foot on the land of Shenzhou. It seems that the lessons my grandson gave to you group of elementary school students were not vivid enough. Although Yi Feng had already explained to Sun Wukong about Reina. But he was just turned into a dog by someone in the game. I'm in a bad mood now. Decompression is urgently needed. Sun Wukong, I don't know what happened back then. I now represent the Shongbing Company. I came to Earth to help Earth get through this difficult time. I hope you can put down your prejudice against me, and we can have a good talk. Reina explained patiently. Seems like she wants to empathize with Sun Wukong with her fervor of the goddess of the sun. But the monkey obviously didn't like a goddess like her. Prejudice. I have never had a prejudice against you Liyang people. I only have a prejudice against invaders. Sun Wukong shook his head disdainfully, and said, you dare to say that you came to Earth this time, just to help the Earth cross the border. Did you make it through? I think you're an intruder too. Liyang is different from gluttonous. The goal of gluttonous is to create death on Earth. So they can just attack directly. And Liyang's goal is to assimilate the Earth into Liyang's subsidiary civilization. So the invasion of faith is the first step. Sun Wukong, don't spray people with blood. Now is not 1,000 years ago. In the past 1,000 years, our technology has advanced by leaps and bounds. If Liyang wants the Earth, we have many means, and we don't need to borrow this gluttonous invasion. What a crooked mind. Reina quickly denied it. She was really careful. Before Lena came to Earth, Panjen specially instructed her that she must prepare for the scorching sun to assimilate the Earth. But Reina's thoughts are not what Son Goku imagined. It's not what Panjen thought. She wants to help her Liyang divine right. Oh, it's gone. It's only been 1,000 years, and you Liyang people have forgotten the horror of being dominated by my old grandson with an iron rod. Sun Wukong smiled sarcastically. Don't you think going to dance? For thousands of years, Sun Wukong really didn't make much progress. But even so, he is not something that a little girl in her 20s like Lena can challenge. Sun Wukong, I said that I will not harm the Earth when I come to the Earth. Why don't you believe it? Reina frowned. She really didn't want to fight Sun Wukong. After all, once opened, what if the heroic soldiers are not even beaten? Humph, will you be detrimental to the Earth? My grandson has a good evaluation for the time being, but just because you interrupt my grandson's game, you will be beaten. Sun Wukong grinned. White Fang was revealed. He happened to be a little depressed playing the game. Now that a human-shaped sandbag has been delivered to the door in time, Sun Wukong decided to use them to decompress. Chapter 336 _ You haven't even grown your hair. Stinky monkey, stop beeping. We don't want to fight you. But don't think we're scared of you. Seeing Sun Wukong, Lena seemed to be determined to do something. She no longer hesitated. After all, Yi Feng said something very reasonable. That is, if you want to reason with each other, then you have to hammer the opponent to the ground first. Then, Reina winked at He Weilan. He Weilan immediately took out the lightning halberd Matsuri, held a halberd, bathed in lightning all over his body, and charged towards Sun Wukong. At the same time, Wei Ying's response was not slow. She tapped her toes into the jungle. After hiding the figure, holding the god-killing crossbow, he aimed at Sun Wukong's flaws. Boom! Lightning halberd and god-killing crossbow attacked at the same time. But Sun Wukong looked up to the sky and let out a wild laugh. I saw a golden cloud flashing under his feet. The figure suddenly split into three. Dodged the raids of He Weilan and Wei Ying. But at the same time, Reina's Yao Madara is also ready. Dozens of fire Yuhi, Yao Madara bombarded straight towards the three Sun Wukong. There is a lot of posture that wants to make Sun Wukong into a barbecue. Humph. It's just a little trick, but you dare to dance in front of my grandson. Sun Wukong let out a cold snort. Subsequently, I saw his chest bulging and a gust of wind spit out of his mouth, blowing back all the fireballs that Reina threw. Don't underestimate me, I'm the goddess of the scorching sun, Lena. Lena shouted loudly. Immediately after, she raised her hand a finger ahead. On a dazzling wall of fire hung the words, "Art is an explosion." Blocked the fireball attack that was blown back. Boom. After a violent explosion, the figure of Sun Wukong disappeared in place. The four of Reina were confused. At this time, suddenly, 4 monkey kings came out from under the feet of the 4 of them at the same time. Boom. Float with 1 foot. Immediately after, countless monkeys emerged from the surroundings. Sun Wukong pointed at his body and sneered, "Go. Unload them for me." For this trick, Reina is very familiar. Although she didn't understand why Sun Wukong would too. But she already has a solution. Boom. The powerful power of the sun swept through the whole body before the monkey's clone rushed up. And it was transported to the surface of the black armor of the other 3 people through the wormhole. Sun Wukong's clone is strong, but without weapons. Naturally, he didn't dare to use his physical body to break through Reina's high-temperature flames. Okay, at such a young age, to have such a quick response. Sun Wukong gave Lena a meaningful look. The Liang warriors that he used this clone technique to fight back then were all temperamental. But, according to Sun Wukong, Reina's reaction was very fast. Almost at the same time as she was kicked into the air. She has already made a move. How did such a strong prediction come about? Sun Wukong couldn't understand. I've told you, don't underestimate me, I'm the goddess of the sun. Seeing that she had broken Sun Wukong's clone raid, Lena began to feel a little flustered again. At this time, Sun Wukong looked at the smile on Reina's face. Suddenly there was an illusion in my mind. He seemed to see Reina smiling and saying to him, "Come on, elementary school student, bring your head over here." Then, Sun Wukong was furious. "Come on, stick." Sun Wukong's voice fell. The wishful stick that was still in Yi Feng's hand was instantly summoned by him. "Delena, right, since you were the goddess of the Liang star, then give me a reason not to kill you." Sun Wukong said coldly while looking at Lena with the iron stick in his hand. "Reason. Listen aloud to me for the reason of this goddess. Art is a blast." Ha ha ha. Reina let out a wild laugh. Subsequently, a blazing stellar energy burst out from Reina's body. "Damn it, Sister Na is going to make a big move, everyone, run away." "It's alright, don't worry, if Sister Na's move goes all out, her shape will become a pie star. She's just a shortened version now. Yes, don't panic." At this time, Sun Wukong narrowed his eyes slightly. He felt the blazing energy radiating from Reina's body. I finally realized how powerful technology is. But Sun Wukong is the god of war in China. Will you be afraid? He pointed the iron rod in his hand in the direction of Reina. The wish-fulfilling stick instantly stretched. "Tie up Reina's small waist." Ah! Reina was about to explode her ultimate. But her body was restrained by Sun Wukong's iron rod, and she couldn't help but let out a painful groan, interrupting her skills. "How is it? Girl, do you really think my old grandson can't handle you?" Sun Wukong sneered. Subsequently, he separated out a bunch of clones. "Rush over to educate the other 3 female dolls." "Sun Thief, don't be arrogant, Art is an explosion." Lena bit the Kiba pass, and a burst of energy finally erupted in her body. The blazing stellar energy spread to Sun Wukong along the iron rod of Sun Wukong. Let Sun Wukong suffer a dark loss. Okay, so you even let you make a move. It's really Liang's latest armor. But don't be too arrogant, My grandson wants to break your black armor, it's just a matter of putting more effort. Sun Wukong bit Kiba and said. That is what the night wind said. Don't let him break Reina's body. Otherwise. He's already on fire. Sun thief. You're crazy. You don't understand what Lianxiangxiu is. You hurt me. After Reina was caught by Sun Wukong, although her body was full of energy, she couldn't break free from Sun Wukong's iron rod. Lianxiangxiu. Yes, you are very beautiful, and the four of you are all very good-looking. It is not an exaggeration to say that it is the fragrance of the country and the fragrance of the moon. But for a monkey, you don't even have long hair. Sun Wukong was disdainful. This is the same as Yifeng has always looked down on the mother monkey that Sun Wukong brought home. Everyone's aesthetics are different after all. What true aesthetic can transcend race? That's a prerequisite, right? At least it has to be the same model. ... Yifeng was happily using a stick to convey deep love to Qirin and the other three. But he's played. Oh no, halfway through education. The iron rod was actually taken away by Sun Wukong. However, with the strength of the night wind, it doesn't really matter if there is an iron rod or not. With his steel and iron bones, Yifeng is enough for Qirin Li and Feifei Rui Mengmeng to drink a pot. Ding! Let the heroic company feel the love. Completion degree, 5/12. Yifeng education is on the rise. He suddenly received a warm reminder from the system. Then, Yifeng frowned. Huh, I haven't done it yet. Could it be that this is who has been loved by monkeys? Chapter 337 _ Do you know the benefits of this instructor? Yifeng frowned. Now that the monkey is on the field, then he can't keep dragging it. Then, Rin and the three of them unconscious with a few body moments. There are finally only 4 places left in the pre-task. ... Lengshan Tower. Yifeng and Sun Wukong successfully joined forces here. Yifeng looked at Sun Wukong curiously and asked, Monkey, how are you doing? Who did you teach? After Sun Wukong sat down, he took out his mobile phone again, and replied in a sullen mood. I educated Reina and the others, but this Lena is really not weak. If we are fighting in the universe, my grandson will have to work hard to kill her. Heard here. Yifeng frowned and said, kill her. You didn't do anything too much, right? Don't worry, it's just making them dizzy. Sun Wukong shook his head indifferently and said, after all, they're just little girls, my old grandson won't really kill them. The divine body is not really immortal. Although the 3 generations of gods claim to be able to maintain life as long as there is enough energy. But whether you have the opportunity to convert energy into life force is another question. By the way, I heard that you and Ali seem to have some relationship. You are willing to start with her? Yifeng asked curiously, looking at the monkey. Although Yifeng didn't know what happened to Sun Wukong and Ali. But in Yifeng's original world, Monkey and Ari have been CP'd by some versions. It is said that they have known each other for a long, long time. But considering that the comic settings have been changed n times, Yifeng wasn't sure what was going on here. Well, my grandson met a QB, 9-tails, fox before. She is my friend. The warrior who emits charismatic light waves with Reina should be the descendant of that fox. Sun Wukong said indifferently. Descendants. Then you're not interested in her. Yifeng continued 8 trigrams. I'm tempted. Sun Wukong seemed to have heard a big joke and said, Master Feng, I'm a monkey, she's a fox, do you think we can match? Sun Wukong was speechless. There are all kinds of derivative myths in this world. For example, Sun Wukong and Little Dragon Girl. Sun Wukong and the Bone Spirit. It is said that some people say that Sun Wukong can sun snake. Isn't this a joke? That's it. Then I'll have my senses. Yifeng nodded meaningfully. He finally figured out the truth of the matter. Okay, Lord Feng, there seem to be 4 left. They should leave it to you to handle it. This is the stick. Sun Wukong threw the wishful stick to Yifeng. To be honest, he was too lazy to play with these kids. Why did you just start? It's just because he was annoyed by the trolls in the game. So, sprayers, please spray lightly. Otherwise there may be great terror. Okay, those 4 stinky boys were lucky enough to make it to the end, then I'll teach them a lesson myself. Yifeng shook his head. To be frank, he really has no interest in educating Jie Xiaolun and the others. After all, it doesn't make much sense to abuse the 4 men. The user experience is far worse than that of the girls. But for the task, Yifeng also seemed to have no choice. Then, Yifeng was about to ask Dukao about the location of the 4 scumbags. At this time, Yifeng suddenly heard a melodious song coming up from the hillside. Your Majesty asked me to patrol the mountains. After patrolling the Nanshan and Beishan, I can't find the monkey. Monkey, please don't run. Otherwise, I will cut the gods without a target. Ah. Hear this moving melody. Nightwind shrugged, glancing at Sun Wukong. His name is Lu Chuang. He has a black axe that is very reliable for slashing gods. It seems that he wants to try his axe with you. Yifeng said and threw the wish-fulfilling stick to Sun Wukong. That means, people look down on you so much, why don't you take him to a dance? Humph. This army of soldiers is really floating. There are still people who want to kill my grandson. Go. Teach him a lesson. ... Not much effort. From the grass under the hillside, there was a strange sound of, papa papa, and, ahaha. Yifeng took a look. There is a high probability that the 4 bastards in the grass were ruined by this monkey. Ding. Let the heroic company feel the love, completion degree, 12/12. Detected that the task precondition has been completed. The system starts to sign in. Countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Congratulations to the host for successfully signing in and getting a reward. Dark Alloy Rui Golden Hoop Rod 1. Yifeng looked at the same weapon of Sun Wukong that appeared in the system space. He nodded in satisfaction. This iron rod is not only sturdy in material, and can be arbitrarily enlarged and elongated. Yifeng likes this attribute very much. System, can we not be so verbose when we sign in the future? Can you just give me the reward and you're done? Is it really good for your system to be so eloquent? Yifeng took the opportunity to despise this system. Past life. Yifeng has read many spicy chicken novels. Those who flutter on the street like water word count at every turn. And as soon as I get up in the water, I get high, just like chewing xuanmai, I can't stop at all. Because it is a writer with the surname Feng Puji. Let Yifeng be quite speechless. I can't wait to send him some hometown souvenirs. Like blades. Host, are you really so skinny? Are you letting yourself go a bit too much? Be careful that you will get a blade next time you sign in for the mission. The system kindly reminded Yifeng. Don't float when you have a problem. Ask yourself first. Ah. The world is so wonderful, and you are so precarious. Be careful of getting hammered. To this, Yifeng shook his head. Turned off this not very obedient and slightly playful cute system. At this time, the grass-splashed guest finally stumbled and ran up from the hillside in a panic. At first glance, there is no less iron rod that has been loved. I am Nima, Lord Feng is here, everyone is saved. Xiaolun, help us stop that monkey. Xin Zhao's voice fell. A little cold Meng came first. He rushed directly to Yifeng's feet and hugged Yifeng's thigh. Feng Yi. Help. That monkey is so inhumane. Xin Zhao burst into tears. I don't know when Yifeng was discussing the problem with the system just now. What happened to them? Bang bang bang. Yifeng didn't speak yet. Jie Xiaolun, Cheng Yaoan, and Lu Chuang were photographed by Sun Wukong at Yifeng's feet. The three looked miserable though. But when they saw Yifeng, they jumped up and hugged Yifeng in an instant, becoming a pendant on Yifeng's body. And their favorability towards Yifeng also increased by 10 points. Yifeng nodded in satisfaction. Check it out. Now you know how good this instructor is. Chapter 338 Whose pot is so black? Boy, didn't you say you wanted to kill my grandson? Did you come here? Quote. Sun Wukong appeared. He glared at Lu Chuang fiercely. But the point of education has already been educated. Since Sun Wukong let them escape to Yifeng, then he is not ready to continue to hammer. Brother Monkey, I was wrong. I don't dare anymore. We're not here to beat you. We're here to invite you to join us. You misunderstood us. Lu Chuang was full of cows. Isn't it just a little bit of a broken mouth? Isn't it just a little bit floating? Do you need to be so black? Is your Monkey King a blackened version? Invite me to join the crew. Sun Wukong gave them a disdainful look and said, just because of you guys. Although the foundation of the Shangbing Company is not weak, future growth is also very strong. But they are still too young after all. With the background of the earth, it would take a lot of time for them to be promoted to gods. After all, the engineering project of Dukao and the others that really began to accumulate dark energy on the earth has not been carried out for a few years. Monkey, don't be too arrogant. Your crocodile dad is back. At this time, Yuhi light flashed in the distance. Thornton rushed in front of Sun Wukong like a shooting star with two axes in hand. And at the same time, Shangbing and others rushed to the Lingshan Pagoda one after another. It seems that it should be all Krypton and 1 gold. To be able to stand up again, it seems that the quality of the nurse in your Shangbing Company is good. Sun Wukong narrowed his eyes. The soldiers are not particularly strong. But under the protection of the dark alloy armor, as long as they are not completely eliminated, you can remotely control the dark energy in the command center to help them heal. The effect is very unreasonable. Yifeng, you're here too. Great. It's stable. Rena finally felt relieved when she saw Yifeng, who was covered in pendants. After all, Rena knows Yifeng's true strength very well. And Yifeng also understands the technique of avatars. Must be able to hammer the monkey. Master Feng, this monkey has gone too far. You must help us decide. Qiren Li, Fei Fei Rui Mengmeng, and the three of them were full of grievances. Monkey treats them so cruelly. It's so nasty. They must let Yifeng avenge them. Excessive. What's too much? Sun Wukong looked at the three of them inexplicably, feeling a little squeamish. Then he glanced at Yifeng again with a thoughtful look on his face. If Sun Wukong didn't guess wrong, the three girls' class should have been Yifeng's. Is it? Shouldn't. What happened? Cough cough. Yifeng wanted to avoid the embarrassment of the scene. He shook off the pendant on his body, stood up, looked at everyone seriously and said, I'm sorry, as your instructor, I came late and made you feel wronged. The little friends looked at Yifeng's sincere eyes. Listened to Yifeng's magnetic voice. Impressed. Master Feng, don't blame yourself, we are very happy if you can come here. Although it was a bit miserable just now, as soon as Lord Feng arrived, my Xinjiao was a little off again. Yeah Yifeng, I don't blame you for today's incident, it's because this monkey is too mad. Then let's go up and hammer this monkey together. I want to eat monkey brain hot pot today. It's delicious. No way. Yifeng has now become the spiritual leader of the Shangbing Company. Since the righteous instructor Yi is also here, then they are still afraid of a hairy monkey. To this, Sun Wukong frowned. He glanced at Yifeng silently. That means, Lord Feng. What does it mean? This is all you let my old grandson do it? Is it okay to let my grandson take the blame now? That, actually. Yifeng touched his nose. Secretly organize the language. Isn't everyone's mission this time to recruit Sun Wukong to join the Shangbing Company? Why are you fighting? After all, everyone is for China, so you don't need to fight, right? Yifeng put on a look as if he couldn't understand this at all. Why fight? Wouldn't it be nice for everyone to sit down and have a cup of coffee? The world is so wonderful. Why are you so irritable? Yifeng, this idea of yours is really a pattern. Lena shook her head and looked at Yifeng seriously and said, this monkey is so unruly, lawless, stubborn. Just rely on its mouth, there's no way he could join the company of soldiers. Reina felt that Yifeng's theory was correct. Want to change a person's mind? You must defeat the opponent first. Yeah, they are fighting against the Buddha, so how could they join the hero's company? I think it's better to suppress them. Xinjiao followed up. Isn't that the monkey guy? Since the Tathagata Buddha can seal him, then my Lord Feng should be able to suppress him too, right? Yes, let's suppress it. It happens that I am short of an axe practicer. I think it will be good to take him back to the super seminary and make it a target. Lu Chuang has forgotten the pain that he had just been dominated by monkeys, and began to let go again. Ego. At this time, Yifeng sighed heavily. He felt he couldn't let Shangbing Company continue talking. Otherwise, the monkeys might turn black on the spot and kill them all. Then, Yifeng walked slowly in front of Sun Wukong, patted his shoulder, and said solemnly, Mr. Sun, I'm really sorry. I apologize to you for their brainless remarks. After Yifeng finished speaking, he looked at Shangbing Lian in disappointment again, and said, look at you one by one. Was that what I just said was still in the world? It's no wonder that Mr. Sun would beat you up. If it were me, I would have to do it too. Beat you up? Ah, Yifeng, what are you talking about? It was the monkey who moved first, right? How could you speak to him? Reina looked dumbfounded. Are the rumors true? What Yifeng likes is not a girl but a monkey. Ah, speaking of which, our group does seem to have insulted Brother Monkey first. Could it be for this reason? Rui Mingmeng put her index finger on the corner of her mouth, recalling from the very beginning. That's right. It's Thornton's black pot. If he hadn't said out loud that he would let Sun Wukong call him Crocodile Father. He also said that he would give Sun Wukong an ollie. I guess there won't be so many problems, right? Look, haven't we found the root of the problem? Yifeng spread out his hands, grabbed Thornton's ears and pulled him in front of Sun Wukong. Quick, call Grandpa Sun, and let Mr. Sun put out the fire. Huh. This. It can't be. Thornton was dumbfounded. Before we came, everyone was very arrogant. Why was I the only one who took the blame in the end? Chapter 339 _ North American Invitation. What? Not convinced. Quote. Yifeng's eyes narrowed slightly, and the ice demonic energy radiated out along his fingertips. There is a certain attitude that Thornton will be made into a crocodile ice sculpture and sent to the north for exhibition. Forget it, my grandson doesn't have the bad taste of playing with these ethical stocks. Sun Wukong shook his head. What grandpa? Sun Wukong is a monkey. How could there be such a grandchild as a crocodile? But this reaction of Sun Wukong made Qirin Li Feifei feel a little wrong. At the very beginning, didn't Sun Wukong just want Thornton to call his grandpa? Why is it like a monkey now? Okay, since everyone has made things clear, let's turn the story tonight. Yifeng robbed the topic with some guilty conscience, and then looked at Sun Wukong and asked. Wukong, our Shangbing Company was established to protect China Shenzhou. Are you willing to join us and become our teammate? Hear the night wind invitation. Sun Wukong took a deep look at the sky and said condensedly. My grandson fought for the land of China thousands of years ago. This land has the mercy of Master and my grandson. Now that foreign demons are invading, my grandson will naturally not sit idly by. Well said. Yifeng nodded, stood beside Sun Wukong, and looked into the distance with his eyes from afar. the mountains and rivers are exotic, the wind and the moon are the same sky. How can you say that you have no clothes, and you are the same as your son? At this time, the moon, which had been obscured by the clouds, finally emerged from the clouds. The moonlight like water shone on Yifeng and Sun Wukong. The two figures were drawn very long. See this scene. Reina was dumbfounded. What's happening here? Yuhi shot indiscriminately because he was scolded by elementary school students. And why do you think they are so weird? Yifeng, don't be fooled by him. There's something wrong with him. There's definitely something wrong with him. Lena reminded Yifeng loudly. There is conspiracy. There must be a conspiracy. My Emperor Lena saw at a glance that something was wrong with Sun Wukong. But Yifeng shook his head indifferently. Then he glanced at Reina. Reina, it's not because I have to criticize you. Can't you cure your persecution paranoia? How can there be a problem with the monkeys being so sensible? Yifeng laughed, revealing a small white fang, and asked. Monkey, I will officially ask you one last time, are you willing to join the Shangbing Company and protect China with us? Hear Yifeng's question. Sun Wukong also grinned. Kobo was revealed. I do. ... In this way, Sun Wukong returned to the Super Seminary with the Shangbing Company. Although the atmosphere along the way is a bit awkward. But there is night wind. No one dared to jump out and do something. Especially Lena. If Yifeng is not happy, he will beat Pippi. After the plane landed, Dukao had already led people to set up a Dragon Gate array at the gate of the academy. Gaizan of the Shangbing Company. This mission, everyone has performed very successfully. You have invited back a strong team member for the Shangbing Company, and I will remember this credit for you. Done. Indeed, Dukao took out a small notebook in public. Brush a little on it. One operation. Then, Dukao walked forward with a smile, shook hands with Sun Wukong, and said, Wukong. Welcome to the Hero Company. Come on, old Du, please don't hesitate to tell me the Wi-Fi password. Sun Wukong shook his head. He must make a comeback today. Even if he doesn't sleep, he has to win the last game. Next. Everyone placed a $10 Dragon Gate array at each other at the door. After the polite words are finished, Dukao took everyone back to the Super Seminary. On the way, Dukao chatted with Yifeng alone, and asked Yifeng to come to his room after arranging the monkeys' dormitory. ... Dukao room. The two big men just sat facing each other. Everyone has their own concerns. Lao Du, you called me to your room alone in the middle of the night. Don't you know that this has a great impact on my character? Yifeng looked at Dukao cautiously. After all, Dukao's favorability rating for him has reached 80 points. Very dangerous. Master Feng, don't talk nonsense. What you did tonight was a bit too much. Look at Qirin and the others who were wronged. Dukao shook his head. So sorry for what happened to the girls. At the same time, he also secretly rejoiced in his heart. Fine. Her baby girl, Rose, did not participate in the event. Isn't this all about making the class more vivid? They will understand my good intentions in the future. Yifeng said nonsense in a serious manner. Okay, it's also a good thing to grind their arrogance. In general, your size control this time is not bad. Dukao nodded. His purpose of arranging training in Lengshan was to show off the brilliance of an army of soldiers. Obviously, Yifeng and Sun Wukong have already done it. The girls have been rounded up. Old Du, you called me alone in the middle of the night, shouldn't it be just to talk to me about this? Yifeng took a sip of wine, looked at Dukao thoughtfully and asked, tell me, what's the matter? Dukao looks very cold on the surface. He generally does not invite others to his room. So, there must be something wrong. Sure enough, I can't hide anything from you. Dukao smiled and explained, the situation in North America is not very optimistic. The official hope that our Shangbing company can send another representative over there to follow up with him rose together to guide the security defense work in North America. North America. Is something wrong over there in North America? Yifeng frowned. States on Earth in Yifeng's previous life. But in the world of Super Seminary. Because Dukao has brought many advanced scientific concepts to China. So, China. Xia is the largest country on Earth. Xia not only possessed various black technology-level thermal weapons, but also possessed the ability to mine and store dark energy. This is completely incomparable to North America. But the North American sword is slanted. Their research in genetic engineering is ahead of China. Most of their haters are the product of genetic engineering. But genetic engineering in North America is not the mainstream genetic enhancement technology in the supernatural universe, but a very cruel gene mutation technology. The North American side has already been glutted with gluttony. Chiangwei said that North American President Balump was under pressure from the people and hoped to get the assistance of our army. Dukao said lightly. Chapter 340 _ I'll go straight to Rose. Not long ago, Chiangwei went to North America to guide the work on behalf of the Shangbing Company. But water in North America is deep. Don't look at the fact that Balump is joking on the surface every day, and he is just a joke in front of the public all day long. But in fact, his pears are huge. It was almost unbearable. Isn't there an alliance of haters in North America? They can't even be gluttonous. Can't they? Yifeng frowned. Though haters are severely weakened Avengers. But it can't be so weak that it's not even gluttonous, can it? God's will is too capable. The genetic mutation of the haters is actually okay, but their equipment is really bad. After all, Zhenjin is their ceiling. How can it be compared with our dark alloy armor? Dukao shook his head. Some dark iron elements are added to the black armor. Dark iron is a super rare super substance in the universe. That is a small amount of super metal that the Liang civilization finally extracted by controlling the large stars to be close to the edge of the black hole and reacting with the black hole material. The dark alloy armor of the male soldier company is doped with a small amount of dark iron. Therefore, it can have a strong defense function. Could this be comparable to the vibranium brought by an extraterrestrial meteorite? But exclude equipment gaps. Dukao also admires gene mutation research in North America. Mutations are not the same as supergenes. As said before, Earthlings have very special genes. Earth people can easily carry the super genes of various civilizations. But there are pros and cons. It is extremely difficult to develop a super gene that belongs to the Earth's own using the Earth's human genes as a template. So, it was Dukao who persuaded Xia to give up the route of human genetic enhancement. But the mad scientists in North America did not take the usual path and opened up a path full of blood. They pass all kinds of weird serums. And with all kinds of terrible radiation. Finally created the current hatred alliance. But the success rate of this genetic variant is very low. Every year in North America, large numbers of volunteers die from genetic mutation experiments. Only a few manage to survive. And during the entire experiment, individual laboratories in North America accidentally leaked a lot of viruses and bacteria, bringing a plague-like disaster to the world from time to time. So, views on the hater program in North America are also mixed. In addition, they did not perform very well in the process of dealing with gluttons. So, Balump is under a lot of popular pressure. But this is also impossible. After all, the rich rely on technology, the poor rely on mutation. The cutting-edge technology of supergene is not something that North America can play. The dark alloy armor of the male soldier company is already scarce. Even if we go to North America to teach them, it will be useless, right? It is impossible to send them dark iron. Yifeng shook his head. Dark iron is only available in Liang. Dukao also worked hard with Liang for a long time before they agreed to give Dukao a small amount of dark iron. How could it be available to North America? It doesn't matter, we just need to send someone over to express our position. What Balump wants is just a superficial project. As long as it can help him temporarily stabilize the people's hearts, it is enough. Dukao said. For these people, the most important thing is to keep people's hearts stable. Especially North America. They don't really care about the safety of the people. How can it compare with Huasha? Okay, so what do you mean you want me to come over? Yifeng asked. Since Dukao specially left Yifeng in the middle of the night, Yifeng can naturally guess Dukao's plan in general. Well, that's right. Dukao nodded and said, after all, you are an instructor of the Shangbing Company. If you go to North America, you can go there in terms of face. To be honest. Gluttonous invasion. The Earth still has to share the enemy. At least on the surface, everyone has to pretend to cooperate with each other. So, since North America has made a request, Huasha cannot ignore it. Otherwise, Balump will have to make up jokes and complain. Okay, I can go there. I just want to take a look at it. What the hell is their hater alliance? Yifeng stroked his chin thoughtfully. The hateful people is not the Avengers. Although the two are somewhat similar. But the Avengers are the ones who can defeat the gem Thanos. How could it be impossible to deal with a weak chicken like Gluttonous? I just don't know if the girls in the Hateful League are the same as the Avengers. Has it been weakened? Okay, in that case, it's not too early. Let's take a rest first, and I'll arrange a plane to send you there tomorrow morning. Dukao said solemnly. Don't be so troublesome, the user experience of the plane is too bad, I'll go directly to find Chiangwei. Nightwind shrugged. He had already left the mark of Horizon on Rose. Although a bit far. But it's not impossible to empty it out occasionally. ... North America. Downtown New York. In a 5-star high-end hotel room. Du Chiangwei turned on the record player, carefully selected a record with a soft melody, and sprayed a little high-end perfume in the room. Listen to that beautiful melody. Smell that wonderful aroma. Du Chiangwei finally felt that she could relax for a while. Then, she unloaded everything. Recklessly walked into the bathroom. Have a tub of bath water ready. Hey, I really hope Lord Feng can come here soon. I have to face so many politicians in North America by myself. The pressure is too great. Rose sighed. Subsequently, she stretched her waist, raised her legs and stepped into the bathtub, splashing a playful little splash. The Shangbing Company should have been educated by Brother Monkey at this time, and I don't know what they are doing. Rose tucked her long yuhi-colored hair behind her ear. Played up. The swan-like neck was exposed. Feelings. Hey, I really miss the days when someone is there for company. It's so lonely to wander in a foreign country alone. Rose sighed. She took a 10-hour flight to North America. Before much rest, he began to accept various real and fake media interviews one after another. Really tired. In addition, it was the first time for Chiangwei to go abroad, and the jet lag had not been reversed, so she didn't sleep very well every night. So, she just decided to take a bath early in the morning before starting her busy day. However, just when the warm bath water completely relaxed every inch of Rose's skin. Inside the room, the water vapor suddenly swayed strangely. And then, Yifeng appeared in Du Chiangwei's line of sight so lightly.